as the 2019 playoffs roll on. We are in Queen Creek, Arizona for a 6A quarterfinal clash between the Highland Hawks and the Queen Creek Bulldogs. Welcome to Queen Creek, everybody, alongside Jack Johnson. I'm Ali Skull for you for Highland Hawks football. It's the second round of the playoffs, Jack. It's an opponent that's familiar to this Highland Hawks team. They played Queen Creek a couple weeks ago, beat them 38-3, but now the venue has changed. We're now in Queen Creek. It's an away game. How does that change the mentality going into this one for Highland?
I don't think it does. And we talked to Coach Brock Farrell, the head coach of this Highland Hawks team, before the game. The only thing that changed is the site. The way his team prepared, the way his team has practiced, it's all the same from that 38-3 victory they had against Queen Creek earlier this season. I think that bodes well for this Highland Hawks team. Even though they're on the road, they get a chance to settle in, just play their game. And, of course, they're getting a lot of key pieces back tonight, and I think that's the focus for this Hawks team.
Highland is perfect at home with a record of 6-0. They've lost 3 on the road, though, of course, and their point differential is 256 points plus at home, and it's only 47 points plus on the road, so that's definitely something to look out for in this game here tonight. But you mentioned a couple of the players who are coming back for Highland. Last week, Highland was without their starting quarterback, Gage Daly, their starting running back, Daniel Wood, and their top receiver in Tanner Crandall. All 3 of those players will be playing this evening. How does that change the Highland offense?
Dramatically. In fact, when we talked to the coach before the game, one of the things is that the skill set that Taylor Simon, the backup quarterback who came in for Gage Daly, the skill set that he brought was entirely different than the one that Gage Daly brings. Gage has such a grasp on the playbook, Alex, such a grasp on the playbook, and that allows it to expand the amount of plays, the amount of concepts that they're able to run. It just expands it. There's an abundance of things that they can throw at Queen Creek. And Queen Creek gave up 38 points the last time. That was in a simplified Hawks offense. Now you get your top receiver back, your starting quarterback from the beginning of the season, and not to mention Tyson Runner, their tight end who's expected to have a major impact this season, the senior number 86. They call him Big Red on this team. He's back tonight. So not only do you get Daniel Wood, the best player in the state in 6A in the central region, right? You have your starting quarterback, your best receiver, and your tight end all back. This is exactly what Highland's been waiting for this entire season. They fought through the injuries, and now it's finally come together. Everyone's healthy, and they're ready.
So Highland has a rejuvenated offense here tonight, but they've also been good this season on the other side of the ball. Through 10 games, they've only allowed 135 total points, and key to their success has been their linebacking core. We'll go down to the sideline to the third member of our crew. Gabe Schwartz was with one of those linebackers, Cam Kellamore. What do you got for us, Gabe?
All right, down here on the field with Cam Kellamore. So, Cam, heading into the playoffs, you guys are getting a little healthier second week of the playoffs. How much does getting Daniel back this week, getting Gage back, all those guys, how does that help you guys?
I mean, it just makes our team so much happier because those kids bring great energy to this team. And, I mean, we're going to come out tonight and ball.
You guys beat Queen Creek 38-3 the one time you played them this year. How do you replicate that success again tonight?
We want a shutout, and offense is going to drive the ball right down their throat.
All right, that's Cam Kellamore down here on the field. Back up to you guys in the booth.
And we'll check back in with Gabe just a couple minutes later. He'll be all around the sidelines, all across this game, of course. But, Jack, I want to talk a little bit more about this Highland offense. Specifically, one player you mentioned when we were talking a couple minutes ago, that is Daniel Wood. He was just named today as the 6A Central Region Player of the Year. He brings so much to this offense. He's a part of that 1-2 punch with Max Davis. What do you have to say about this man?
Daniel Wood. He's the lifeline of this team. As he goes, the team goes. I've said it multiple times this year, Alex, this is the emotional spark plug for the rest of the team. Always upbeat, always smiling, always chatting up the teammates, chatting up the boosters, chatting up everyone. That's just the type of person that Daniel Wood is. It keeps the area light. It keeps the air around the team light. And that's what matters, because when they get down, you see a guy like Daniel Wood. That's your leader. You're looking to your leader, and you're saying, well, how is he taking this? Takes it in stride every time. And he's the spark plug for this offense. But not just that. On defense, they're getting someone who can seal the edge every time. He's one of the best pass rushers in the state, and that's probably why they named him the Central Region 6A Player of the Year, because he's an impact player on offense and defense, and he gets it done on both sides.
You mentioned an impact player on defense. Also on offense, 18 total touchdowns on the rushing side for Daniel Wood this season. But another player that has a lot of rushing touchdowns is Max Davis, 8 of them this season. He's been the 2 to Max Davis's 1 punch. And we'll go down to Gabe Schwartz right now. He's with Max Davis.
All right, down here with Max Davis. So, Max, 23 different guys get named to the all-region team. What does that say about the depth of this team?
Shows we got talent and we're ready to play with anybody.
You guys beat Queen Creek 38-3 earlier this year. How do you recreate that success again tonight?
That doesn't matter. The first one doesn't matter. We just got to come out strong, come out aggressive. That's about it.
With Daniel getting back and Gage getting back, the offense getting healthy, how do you think that helps you guys move the ball tonight?
Oh, it's huge. Helps everywhere. Running, passing, everything. It's perfect.
All right, that's Max Davis down here. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thanks, Gabe. We'll check back in with him throughout this ball game, and we're just about a couple minutes away from kickoff now between Highland and Queen Creek. Jack, I want to get your final thoughts in this game. How does Highland come out of here with a victory?
They don't do anything different than they did the last time. In fact, they stick to their guns. They have their top receiver back. They have their starting quarterback returning in this game with Gage Daly. Daly was able to practice this week. Last week he suited up. We made a lot of noise about that. He was never going to play that game. That was load management. You're taking your best players out in a game that you're not really at risk of losing. Now you're in a game against the number 4 seed in this 6A playoff, so you've got to respect that. And so with Daly, he's able to practice this whole week. I'll be interested to see if the rust is there at all. Again, because you got 2 guys with shoulder injuries, 3 guys with shoulder injuries, including Daniel Wood, Tyson Runner, who had a foot injury earlier this season. Is there going to be any game time rust that starts with them? That's the only concern I have for this Highland Hawks team. On the flip side, for Queen Creek, they've got a lot of respect for this Highland team. Their focus is going to be on Daniel Wood. We talked to their head coach briefly before this broadcast. A lot of respect for Daniel Wood. Those are the guys they're going to have to honor on defense tonight. Shut down Daniel Wood. They'll keep it close, and we might have a good game here. But if Highland does what Highland typically does, they'll win pretty comfortably, I think.
And that's exactly what they did in their last meeting against Queen Creek. 38-3 was the final score. It's hard to believe that was just a couple weeks ago, but definitely a different feeling here as the quarterfinals of the 6A playoffs get underway. Let's go on an adventure. It's the Highland Hawks and the Queen Creek Bulldogs coming up next on the Highland Hawks TV network. Gives the handoff right through the middle with a big burst of speed. It's going to be a first down. Jackson Delsey finally gets there, but a big gain for Queen Creek. And they're near midfield.
Went right through Daniel Wood's hands. Wood had him in the grasp. Just was able to slip outside that tackle. Good run to get things going. This is already a better offensive start for Queen Creek.
It'll be 1st and 10, Queen Creek from the Highland 44-yard line, from their own 44-yard line, rather. Quarterback for the Queen Creek offense is Devin Brown, 160 yards passing per game this season. Takes the snap in the single back formation, has some time in the pocket, throws deep over the middle, and he's got his man, and it's a first down for Queen Creek, and they are into Highland territory.
All the way down to the 37.
Still in the single back formation is the quarterback, Devin Brown, with Jace Bond behind him. 3 receivers. Takes the snap, quick screen pass, and he overthrew his receiver. Was looking for number 11, Jace Bond, who was running out of the slot in this play. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
No, not at all. I hope you realize my analysis is not normally this terrible.
I get it. We're not live. We didn't have any. They also started 5 minutes early, but that's okay.
Who's their running back? Because that's not Jace Bond. Jace Bond's catching passes tonight. Or maybe it is.
2 men in the backfield for the quarterback. Takes the snap, gives the handoff on the outside. He's rushing forward towards the first down marker.
No, it is Jace Bond. All right.
Jace Bond on the carry. Bond himself's had quite a year as a senior, the 5'9", 175-pounder. Rushed 138 times coming into today. 7 total touchdowns and averaging over 6 yards a carry. And that's about all the information I have on Jace Bond, so that's it.
Well, so far, Alex, it's been a fairly good drive. I mean, they got a 3rd and 1 set up. They're actually getting some push on this Highland defense. Didn't have any in their first matchup in the regular season, but there's some big boys on that offensive line.
Looks like the triple option, and they motion a man over to the running backs. Takes the snap out of the I formation. Hands it off Bond. Bond trying to hit the outside. Flag flies, and it looks like he got the first down.
Yeah, he got the first down, but this one may be coming back flag down on the field. It's going to depend who it's against. Looks to me like holding on the offense, which will make it a 3rd down 11. That penalty, of course, will be accepted by Brock Farrell. And now they'll head back to their own 37-yard line for 3rd down 11, and obviously a chance for Devin Brown in this offense to open things up again.
Hard to say how big of a deal that penalty is. It goes from a 3rd and practically inches, almost a gimme on a 3rd and 1 play, to a very tough 3rd and long. Walks in their traditional white away jerseys with teal numbers, black trim, and black pants, black helmets with that white and teal stripe. So a big play now, 3rd and 11 from the Highland 37-yard line. Still out of field goal range as it stands. Takes the snap here in a second. Brown drops back. Looks back over the middle. It's complete.
It looks like he's going to be short to me, Alex.
Close to the 1st down marker. And they will give him a 1st down.
Well, never mind. Just a good route. Up and in. Get inside that soft zone provided by Dawson White and Amin Allen. And able to pick up another passing 1st down. That's not something that Highland's very accustomed to, giving up 1st downs through the air.
Queen Creek averaging about 138.5 yards this season through the air. Lost to Highland in their last matchup 38-3. Scored 45 total touchdowns this season. Takes the snap now. Running around the outside, throwing it. Got his man in the flat. And he's forward towards the 1st down marker.
Yeah, good catch. Good catch, good reception, good play, good design, good execution.
Be 1st and 10 from the Highland 15-yard line as Queen Creek looks to go ahead early. Devin Brown in the I formation, or a single back formation, throws to the near side of the field, far side of the field. I'm all over the place today.
What's up?
Yeah. We're not. We have nothing right now. We don't know what the problem is. It's happening up there. They're trying to fix it right now, but we don't know how to stream. Well, it's
Oh, that's because we're muted.
Yeah, I muted us because I didn't want to hear your voice. Oh, sorry. We're live.
Oh, are we live?
No, I'm just messing with you.
Okay.
I'm
Dude.
just very dry humor.
It's very dry.
It is dry here, yes.
Desert dry.
1st and goal from the 2-yard line.
In the I formation. And they hand it off. Touchdown! All right, Alex, we're going to get to see Gage Daly.
We are going to see Gage Daly.
We're going to get to see Daly. We're going to get to see Crandall. Tyson Runner's coming back. What a day. What a night. Oh, my goodness.
Wow, that was a boot. Did you see that?
Dude, he killed that one. Yeah, no lie.
He could have made that from 40.
Easy. Let's take a look at how the bets are doing for Jack Johnson tonight. So far, the Memphis Grizzlies up 53-48. That, and we do not like to see it. How about let's check in on the Houston Rockets and the Indiana Pacers. Currently, the Rockets up 5 at the half. 76ers and the Oklahoma City Thunder currently on pace to break the 214 over mark that Johnson had set, and I believe I have no concerns in saying that the Celtics will most likely cover tonight against the Golden State Warriors as 8-point favorites. Now we go back to Alex Gall for the kickoff. Alex.
Good to hear your bets are doing well, Jack. I just don't know. We got to pretend like we're on air, though, because if we do go live, and we are live, or we have been live the whole time, I don't know.
If we have been live the whole time, then that... Dude, this is the angriest their D-line coach has been all year. It's good to see some intensity. All right. Yep, they always do this. It's a very odd formation. They'll run up, and then their kicker, who is number...
Yeah, I missed out on their kickers. I can't see anything
it's
either.
Number 1, Zane Koppe, or Zane Kopp.
Yeah, Kopp. I want to say Kopp.
I'm going to say
Zane
Kopp.
Kopp to kick it off.
And he sends it deep.
Boot towards the end zone, spiraling end over end. It's caught as Highland looks to return now. It's a blocker, and he's out towards the 20.
Yeah, that was a fake reverse, Alex. Fake reverse. Tanner faked it to the left side with Daniel Wood. Caught a few eyes, but just not enough. And True Tanner, he had a seam, but just wasn't able to get up the field.
So now for the first time in over a month, we're going to see quarterback Gage Daly steps onto the field, 47 of 79 this season with 825 yards. And mind you, he's not played, Jack, in the last 4 or 5 games for Highland.
No, hasn't, but Taylor Simon's done a good job backing him up. One guy that I want to highlight, Tyson Runner. He hasn't been around since the Hamilton game, was injured in the third quarter of the Hamilton game. He's back in the starting lineup for the first time since week 2.
Daly in the shotgun takes the snap, fakes the handoff. It's tipped up in the air, and it's caught on the near sideline. Kind of a broken play there as the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. Made it look more like a lofted pass from Gage Daly, but the pass is complete, and it's a gain for Highland.
Yeah, that's one guy that Brock Farrell highlighted, Alex. Trey Reynolds, number 10, was able to get his hands up in the passing lane, the outside linebacker. Definitely someone that Farrell said they were going to keep his eye on both on offense and defense.
Second down. It's a single back formation for Gage Daly as he steps under center. A man in motion. Right to left, takes the snap, gives the handoff. There's Daniel Wood. He's going to be bottled up near the line of scrimmage for a short gain, if anything.
That was really, really well designed there by Queen Creek. I mean, absolutely. They brought 2 guys right through the A gap and basically said if you're going to run straight forward, you're going to be able to run straight at us. All right, so now we got...
So the ball given over to Queen Creek as Gage Daly throws an interception. That's only his 3rd of the season for Gage Daly, and that makes a big difference in this ball game as Highland was looking to go down the field quickly. Now the offense steps off the field in favor of the Highland defense, which was blown up on the first drive, Jack.
Yeah, on that interception, Alex, that was all about... I think Daly was a little tentative to run. He had a lane for the first down and instead elected to throw a touch pass in the direction of True Tanner. That was read all the way by number 22, Colton Miller. Comes away with the interception. Now favorable field position at the 44 for Queen Creek.
Daly broke his collarbone 5 weeks ago, has not played in 4 games for Highland. Takes the snap now. Brown rolling out right side. Blown up by Cam Cullimore. Jumping forward and catching it inside the 30. What a catch from Queen Creek, and that gives them first down in great position in Highland Hawks territory.
Devin Brown got rid of that just in the nick of time. That's the third time tonight, Alex, that they've been able to locate the player in the middle of the field. Third time Highland's been beat in the middle of the field tonight. Expect some adjustments coming down the stretch here because, again, if you're Eamon Allen or Dawson White, you cannot allow yourselves to get beat over the middle, and they did again by Hunter Barth.
First and 10 from the 25 after the Hunter Barth catch. Takes the snap out of the two-back formation, hands it off. There goes Jace Bond around the outside. Bond hits the hole, but it's going to be a short gain as he's taken out of bounds by safety of the Highland Hawks. That's number 18, Amon Allen. He leads this team in interceptions this season, and he's also been pretty good at pass coverage as well, that time covering the run out the outside.
One thing that Queen Creek loves to do, Alex, substitute, and they will substitute pretty much on every play. They like to run a lot of different formations, but they like to run the formations fairly under center. I'd say 85% is going to be taken with Devin Brown under center.
Under center goes Devin Brown with Jace Bond in the backfield. There was movement before the snap, and it looks like Highland will be moving them 5 yards back. False start on the offense.
Yeah, false start on the right tackle.
All right, down to Max Davis. Max, 23 different guys getting over the all-region. You guys beat Queen Creek 38-3 earlier this year. How do you recreate that success again tonight?
That doesn't matter. The first one doesn't matter. You just got to come out strong.
Devin Brown, the senior, captaining this offense, the 6'2 sophomore rather. 956 yards passing before today's ball game. Under center now. On a 2nd and 15 from the 30. Takes the snap now, hands it off. There goes Jace Bond. Bond trying to hit the hole, and he will go through 2 players of Highland towards the first down marker. We'll see where they spot it.
Interesting that Queen Creek's trying to run on the perimeter. The 2 best Highland defenders, Alex, are Robert Kingsford, number 8, and Daniel Wood, number 6. And both those guys occupy the outside linebacker spots. So instead of running up the middle at Cam Collimore and Teak Treese, you're running basically at their 2 best defenders with success.
3 receivers set for the quarterback, Devin Brown. Brown looking for his 10th touchdown pass of the season. Throwing over the center, and he's got his man. It's another completion for Devin Brown, and he finds his receiver. That might be the running back. That's number 11, Jace Bond.
Jace Bond, little guy at 5'9", but Jace Bond able to slip inside. He wasn't even set in the backfield, was in a slot receiver position. There was a 4 wide receiver set. They spread him out and they put Brown in a position where he had 4 options in a short down situation, made the most of it, and they've got a fresh set of downs, and they're rolling right now.
Bond over 300 yards receiving this season, averaging almost 25 yards per catch, in addition to his 863 yards on the ground. So definitely a 2-way threat, passing and in the running game for the running back, Jace Bond. He's such a good player. You've seen a little bit from him so far as a timeout is called on the field, and the teams will take a quick water break. We'll take a quick break here. Be right back with you for the rest of the first quarter. You're watching Highland Hawks football on the Highland Hawks TV network. Back with you here for the end of the first quarter as a handoff goes, and he barrels through the middle. That's their second string running back. That's Tyson Coleman, the senior 190-pounder, barreling through the line.
Couple substitutions coming on for Highland, Alex. 43, Garrett Bullwinkle, who hasn't seen a lot of action this season. He's on. And then swapping places, 52, Logan Willis is coming off. And Kamuka, excuse me.
Single back formation for Devin Brown. It's 2nd and 2 from the 5. Looking to go up 2 scores early. Takes the snap. Brown hands it off. Whirling forward. Taken down behind the line to gain is the goal line. Tyson Coleman with his 2nd carry in a row here. He's the change of pace back, of course. They have a 3-back system between Jace Bond, himself, and Peyton Barlow, the 5'10 sophomore. They've both had a number of carries this season. Jace Bond has been the workhorse. They've not been afraid to mix it up when possible.
No, they're trusting their young guys, both Barlow and Tyson Coleman. All right, check that. Coleman's a senior, Barlow is a sophomore, and Jace Bond also a senior.
3 backs in the backfield. Heavy set, takes the snap, hands it off. Barreling forward and taken down. A nice defensive push by the offensive line, and Kyle Olson gets there first for Highland.
Player down, though, on the field, Alex, and this isn't looking good for Highland. Can't make out who it is right now, but judging from the play that's running on the field right now for Highland, Logan Willis, it appears that it's going to be a defensive lineman who's shaken up on the play.
So we'll wait for the injury timeout as play stopped momentarily here.
Really surprised by the start for the Hawks. So this has been the most sluggish they've started on both offense and defense. Through 10 minutes of the first quarter, about 1 first down. They've given up several first downs. They're going to bring out the chains to measure right now because it was a 3rd and short. And if this is it, they're going to have 1st and goal at the 4-yard line. And a chance to go up, surprisingly, 14-0 to a team that they lost in. Yeah, it's going to be a first down, Alex. So all of a sudden, Queen Creek is up 7-0 with a chance to go up 2 touchdowns to a team that they only put up 3 points against a couple weeks ago. And mind you, a team that's much healthier this time around. The only thing I can attribute this to is just it's a different setting and maybe a couple guys coming back inside the Highland lineup that weren't there previously, and a little bit of rust, lack of communication, as that is number 90, Kyle Olson, who's being helped off the field, and that's the anchor of this defensive line unit. And so a big-time loss if Olson's unable to return, Alex.
Olson, one of the top players on this Highland defense, has 29 tackles coming into today and 11 games played this season. He's got 3 tackles for loss as well as a recovered fumble against Mountain Point. Wish him the best. Hope he comes back later on in this ball game, as we always do when a player gets injured. It'll now be 1st and goal from the 3-yard line.
Run to the right.
Takes the snap, gives it off, run to the left. And it'll be stopped short of the goal line.
Yeah, that's a good play design. You have a weak side blocker come across the line. It appeared to me like it was the capital I formation where you have 2 fullbacks, 1 running back, but they had Colton Miller shift over to the left side and become the weak side lead blocker, and they had pretty much the regular fullback run as a decoy. So good play design, only nets them a yard though. So 2nd and goal from the 2.
Highland looking to stand tall here as a goal line stand. 2nd and goal from the 2-yard line. They're going to motion a running back to the outside of the line, left side. Brown takes the snap, gives the handoff to the back. That's Jace Bond forward to the end zone. Touchdown, touchdown, Bulldogs. And that's the 2nd score of the day as Queen Creek goes up by 2, scores 13-0.
Just getting a lot of push up front. You got to give their offensive line credit. Gus Campbell, Isaiah Glass, Will Taylor also as well. A lot of these guys, Derek Brown, another one. A lot of these guys getting a lot of internal push up front. And Highland being put on their heels for one of the first times this season.
Haven't seen this a lot from Highland. They've played a number of close games away from home. So it looks like Queen Creek was trying to something there. They had only one player over the ball on the extra point attempt snap, and about 6 or 7 players to the near side. Now they'll try a more conventional formation, and you got to expect they'll kick it here. Zane Kopp is the senior, 170 pounds, kicks it up through the uprights, and the kick is good. The point after is good, and it's now 14-0 in favor of Queen Creek.
Someone signed Zane Kopp. That extra point.
Those extra points would be good from 45.
Was destroyed. It's almost hit unnecessarily hard. It gives him more of a chance of missing, but that is one strong right foot from Zane Kopp, their kicker, and he'll send it deep towards Highland. Right now, if you're the Highland Hawks, you got to take a deep breath. You're down 14-0. The first quarter is almost over, and you possess the ball for a grand total of 2 minutes, and that resulted in an interception. Your star quarterback's back in the lineup right now, but
doesn't look exactly confident as of yet. Gage Daly has had a great season so far. Hasn't played, though, in over a month in official game action. Warmed up last week in the first round of the playoffs on the sidelines. Looked pretty good, but he wasn't obviously going to play in that game. Now back for the first time in a while. And his first drive ends in an interception, and that's something it's very, and I can't overstate this, Jack, very uncharacteristic for the young sophomore.
oh, absolutely. I mean, when your head coach is praising you for how intelligent you are, that's just not something. They're going to go a short kick. Oh, that's dangerous.
I was very close to being picked up by Queen
Queen
Creek. They think they have it. We'll see what the call is from the referee.
They do.
And they have the ball. Queen Creek recovers an onside kick. It was not necessarily an onside kick. They recover it at the Highland 25-yard line. I've never seen anything like that, Jack. It might be the 35, but regardless,
They're unraveling. I mean, Highland is actually unraveling right now. Very surprising considering how composed they were last week. That's an uncharacteristic mistake from a team that is one of the best on the third side of the ball in the whole state of Arizona.
Jack, I've watched a fair amount of football in my young 20-some years, and I know you have as well. I've never seen an onside kick get recovered at the opponent's 35-yard line. 1st and 10, we'll say from the 25. There's under a minute to go here in the first quarter of play. Highland has possessed the ball for a total of 2 minutes.
Well, you can't even call it an onside kick. I mean, that was a pooch kick that was just not fielded by Highland. They had 4 guys in the area, and everyone was standing around looking at each other. And Queen Creek, they had a pretty fair mission. We're going to go down. If no one picks up the ball, we'll take it. We'll take it inside the red zone.
It almost looked like there was a moment where Queen Creek realized they actually had a chance to pick it up, and there was about 4 or 5 guys that were ball hawking, getting right for it. And more desire on that play, and they got it done. Running back on the last one is Dason Coleman. They've been playing him out of the backfield quite a bit here in the early going. And they've been playing their star running back, Jace Bond, who ran a lot from the single back formation in the game against Highland a couple weeks ago in Gilbert. This time they've moved him to the slot.
Well, I question why they were running at the right side of the field as the first quarter's over, Alex. Well, now that Kyle Olson's out, you run at the right side of the field. There's an opening there.
Kyle Olson does such a good job at locking up that defensive line, and a lot of credit for the Highland Hawks from Queen Creek head coach Joe Germain. Of course, his team has an up and down season so far, but they've, as of late, been very good, and they've scored a lot of points the last couple of weeks, Jack, to get them to this 4 seed here in the 6A playoffs.
Yeah, 100 points in 2 weeks. This is an offense that has really found their identity. Interesting that with the quarterback that's coming back in his first game that they're running, but maybe a little sign of urgency already from this Highland Hawks team. They got to empty out the playbook to come back in this game. Now they're going to put Daniel Wood and Max Davis in the game. Could be a screen here.
2 running backs for the Highland Hawks. Daly takes the snap out of the gun, throws it to the far side of the field. It's complete to Zach Schroeder, and he got his foot down in bounds, it looks like.
Flag came in. This one's going to be coming back. I think Noah Boone's going to get tagged for holding.
So the ball spotted near the 50-yard marker for the moment. It would be third and about 7 yards, barring the penalty. This one is coming back.
Another good rhythm throw. Another good rhythm throw. Get your receivers out where they can do the best. That's one of Schroeder's best routes. And that's one of the reasons that Schroeder saw an uptick in targets when Taylor Siren came in, because that was the Stronzer, their backup quarterback. Siren was able to throw deep balls and out routes, and that's one of Schroeder's favorite routes. Get 10 yards of depth, cut to the outside.
Schroeder himself, an offer from Wisconsin River Falls, also visited the University of Arizona. 5 touchdowns on this season, and he's also a part of the Highland 4x100 relay team in the offseason, as so many of the skill players for Highland are. So it's going to be third and a country mile, second in the country mile rather, for the Highland Hawks offense. Second and 26. 4 receivers, doubles to each side. Daly going down the field. He's got his man. It's a good reception to Tanner Crandall. And they'll set up a third and a bit more manageable from the 40.
Yeah, I'd still like to see him throw the ball down the field, but that makes it third and a lot more manageable. Instead of second, third and 26, you're going to have third and about 14, I'd say. So now find something over the middle of the field. They haven't attacked the middle of the field at all. They're pushing the safeties. Queen Creek doesn't have anyone at the sticks. Now they move their 2 safeties back, and an empty set for Daly.
Empty set for Gage Daly. It's 5 receivers out there. Takes the snap. Daly going downfield. Finding his man. He's got True Tanner. First down, Hawks.
And a fumble.
Queen Creek thinks they have it. Tanner lost it as he was going to the ground. Coming the other way now is number 9, Colby Littleton. He's tackled, and if Queen Creek has it, what a turn of events here in the East Valley. For the moment, Queen Creek thinks they have it. We'll see what the ruling on the field is.
I think they're going to say the ball came out. To me, it looks like the ball came out.
Ball spotted at the Highland 47-yard line.
Well, if it's any consolation, Alex, a block in the back penalty is going to go against Queen Creek. And so that's going to bring them back on their side of the 50. Unfortunately for Highland, this is their second best starting field position in terms of defense. This has not been good in terms of they've had to defend a short field the last 2 drives and a fairly short field this drive.
Their own 43 takes the snap. Brown ebbs the handoff. Chase Bond towards the first down marker. And it just looks like the air has fallen out of Highland. They've had a couple breakthroughs, small breakthroughs, mind you, but when they have had them, like that last completion to True Tanner on 3rd down, they give the ball away again.
Yeah, just making uncharacteristic mistakes right now. I mean, to have a reception like that, ball comes out on a fumble. Tanner's not a guy that will fumble the ball very often. Gage Daly throwing only his 3rd interception of the season. The kick coverage team doesn't pick up the ball when it's right in front of them. I mean, just mistakes that have compiled in a crucial game for this team that haven't shown up all season.
Takes the snap now. Kyle Olson back into the ball game. Good to see him back. Gets a tackle there near the line of scrimmage.
Good
Came
to
up
see
a little
Olson.
bit limping.
Good to see Olson back in the game. And you knew a
Favoring
guy,
that right leg.
you knew a guy that was a senior wasn't going to allow his season to go out with him on the sideline. He's screaming at his teammates right now to get their heads in the game. And like you said, these are high school athletes. The air's falling out of their sail a little bit. And you're going to need a guy like Kyle Olson, Daniel Wood, the emotional leaders on this team, to get them going again.
Gives the handoff. Still going near the 40-yard line, across the 40. Tackled by Ammon Allen.
That's a crucial penalty against Queen Creek, Alex. Holding on number 72, Hunter Vindiola. So Hunter Vendiola with the holding penalty, and instead of third and manageable, it's going to be second and a country mile, and maybe a chance for Highland to get their defense off the field.
Highland's defense has not gotten it.
Queen Creek's got to snap this ball too. The play clock's down to 5.
4 on the play clock for Devin Brown. Brown under center with 1 on the play clock. They just got the snap off. No flags fly. Throws to the far sideline. It's going to be short of, well, short of the first down, short of the initial marker as well.
Trey Reynolds on the reception. That's a big body they're throwing to with big old number 10 out there. And just playing with a lot more heart are the Bulldogs, because the Bulldogs finally able to get third and long. Brown back to pass. Somehow escapes. Throws it down the field, and it's a catch.
He might be a yard shy. Depends on the spot, but holy moly, what a catch by
Hunter Barth.
That is Hunter Barth, the 6'2 junior.
And how in the world did Devin Brown escape the pocket?
Well, if you're a Queen Creek, I don't know why you wouldn't go for this here. You're on the Highland side of the field.
And they are, Alex. They got all the momentum on their side. They're bringing the quarterback back out. This is nothing. This is 4th and inches for a team that's breaking off about 6 yards a carry right now, but a timeout's going to come from the Highland side.
So the team's not leaving the field yet. They might want to measure this.
So with 5:33 left in the second quarter,
They are going to measure.
You get the feeling that this is a crucial moment in the game. This is the biggest down of the game. If Highland's able to stop him here and keep it a 3-possession game, but you just have the feeling that this is their last stand almost. If Queen Creek's able to get in the end zone, and it is, it's a first down. And that's a very poor spot, because considering where Hunter Barth caught that football, he was nowhere close to the first down marker. And for you guys watching at home and rewatching this broadcast, you can go back and look at it. He was a yard or two short, but instead a good break once again for this Queen Creek team that's had a grocery bag full of good breaks so far in this quarter and a half.
He was coming back to the first down marker from the Highland side of the field, and a spot gives the first down. Almost neutral zone infraction there by Highland. The fumble, and Jace Bond has to fall on it. It's the first miscue from the Queen Creek offense so far. Will be short of the initial line of scrimmage. A loss on the play for the Bulldogs. It's second and maybe about 17.
I think that Highland not having a chance to recover that football is an indication of how they're playing defensively right now. They're not getting any penetration up on the outsides with Daniel Wood and Robert Kingsford.
Absolutely
if they were, they'd be able to have a chance of recovering that fumble, but that just shows how much time Jace Bond has to get outside.
Second and 16, gives the handoff to Jace Bond, who hits a huge hole on the left side. Stop short.
Wow! Cam Cullimore just suplexed a man, and Bond is down hard. That might electrify the Highland defense, Alex. Boozle rained down from the Queen Creek side, but my goodness.
I have to look at that on the replay. You'll have to go back, but Jace Bond is standing up. He does not look happy. He'll go right off the field under his own power. Good to see he's okay.
Again, I'm not a licensed medical person, but that's some instance where I don't think Jace Bond was expecting that, and he likely just got the wind taken out of him, because my goodness, that was a hard hit. And I don't think Coach Germain's too happy with that. He's pointing at the referee right now. He's asking for a late hit, and Cam Cullimore, obviously, whether it was excessive or not, that finally gets maybe a little bit of the frustration from the first quarter and a half, Alex, that finally was able to release it a little.
Well, we've seen Highland put up a ton of points in these ball games. There's Kyle Olson again. He's one of the leaders on this team. He's screaming to his seniors, to his whole defensive unit, the 6'1 senior. He's got to say, we got to get going. We got to get going. 20 points is the deficit right now. It's a manageable deficit if Highland starts to put things together, but they have not really shown anything except for a couple flashes that have been quickly disparaged.
Yeah, I mean, they were able to move the ball pretty well on that previous drive. But obviously with the fumble from Drew Tanner, it's pretty much put them back on their heels again. Now with the 3rd and 11, another chance to get off the field.
Another big play for the Highland defense. Unlike normal, though, they haven't converted any of them so far. Near side of the field is Keyshawn Callop, the 6' senior. He's a big threat on the near side. We're still stopped after the injury timeout. Single back formation now for the quarterback, Devin Brown. 3rd and 11. Drops back, deep drop. Pressured by Highland. Throws it in the flat. He's got his receiver, has a couple blockers set up, but it's incomplete.
Jason Coleman had a convoy of blockers and dropped it. And just went right through his hands, and finally a break for this Highland defense.
Small miscues from the Queen Creek offense on that last drive. And Highland is able to get off the field. The first time they'll force the defense off the field. And Highland might have to deal with a 4th down play here.
Nah, I doubt it. With the way their defense is played, and you can see Highland hasn't sent anyone back, but this is either a punt that's going to be beautifully done or it's going to be a touchback.
So there is a punter back there. You'd imagine that's Zane Kopp. Takes the snap, Kopp. Going to punt it towards the end zone. We'll see where this one lands. Good punt. Rolls right towards the 1-yard line, and it's down at that spot. What a punt, and what a bounce for Queen Creek.
Absolute superb punt from Zane Kaufman. And again, I really like the call to punt there because you're up 20-0 on the scoreboard. There's 4 minutes left, and you have an opportunity now to pin the Hawks at their own 1 and possibly come away with the safety here.
So it'll be 1st and 10 Highland from their own 1-yard line. Gage Daly steps back into the game. Let's see if they can get something going here. Their offense has been very quiet so far. Daly from his own end zone finds Daniel Wood near sideline. Wood turns the corner, cuts it back. There goes Daniel Wood, and he's across the 25 for a 1st down.
Same thing in the Desert Ridge game. When Highland didn't have anything going offensively, they went to their star player, number 6, Daniel Wood, the 6A Central Region Player of the Year, and that's why. Takes a nice reception out in the flat that looks like it's going to go 2 or 3 yards, and Wood turns it into a huge gain all the way out past the 20-yard line. So now with a fresh set of downs, Daly takes the snap, fakes it, and throws it over the center. It's caught by Tanner, and Tanner makes the man miss, gets to the outside, and in a foot race will step out of bounds past the 40-yard line, and Highland Hawks are in business. So from their own 1, in 2 plays, they utilize Daniel Wood and the speedster, Drew Tanner, and a good job by Tanner after the fumble on the previous drive to get back in the game and make an instant impact. And now a little bit more pep in the step for this Highland Hawks offense as Daly returns to the shotgun. He's got Daniel Wood to his right, two wide receivers out in the flat on that side. High snap, but it's handled nicely, and Wood dashes forward for a gain of about 3 or 4. Clock continues to run. It's at 3 minutes and 30 seconds with the score 20-0. Highland has run 3 plays on this drive that started at their own 1. Meanwhile, Kyle Olson screaming at his teammates on the sideline, trying to get his defense that has struggled in the early going lined up.
Highland has a chance here to do something good before the halftime break. Daly in the shotgun, takes the snap. Quick 2-step drop, has some time in the pocket, lofts it over the middle, it's caught! It's caught by Tanner Crandall, that's Drew Tanner, falls towards the goal line. It'll be just short. 1st and goal for Highland.
Flag on the play, and this one may be coming back. They're walking back towards the line of scrimmage, and it looks like it's going to be a holding call against Highland. I didn't see who the holding call was against, but this one may be coming back.
Jack, the crowd is waiting to erupt here on the sidelines here at Queen Creek. The entire student section and sections around us are standing up. They thought they had a break there, and it'll be called back. 2:57 to go. Highland thought they had their breakthrough. For about the third time in this ball game, they just need one. You get the sense, Jack. They just need one breakthrough to go their way, and I think they'll be back.
Yeah, they just haven't got it. I mean,
plain and simple.
Haven't gotten a break yet, and you think they have one. Instead, it's going to be holding. It's going to take them from second and short all the way back to second and looks like 20 right now. So this is another challenge for this Highland Hawks team as Gage Daly is in the shotgun.
Daly in the gun with 3 receivers, takes the snap, fakes the handoff. Wood lofting one deep towards the end zone. Daly, touchdown! Touchdown Hawks! It's Zach Schroeder for the deep threat, and Highland has their breakthrough.
No flags on the field this time, Alex, and that was just a simple go route, and Daly threw a beautiful ball. Welcome back, Gage Daly.
The separation, he had about 4 steps on the DB, and a pin-perfect throw from Gage Daly. Zach Schroeder is pumped on the sidelines. It's a great throw and a great catch for Schroeder. His 6th touchdown on the season, and a big completion for the wide receiver senior.
I got to give immense credit, though, to the offensive line as the kick is blocked, and so it'll be a 14-point game. And so the momentum swings a little bit back towards Queen Creek, but a good job by Highland to get on the board. Credit to their offensive line, though, as Jackson Ray had it blocked.
Just the 3rd PAT miss for Jackson Ray. This won't go down as his fault necessarily, but in the stat sheet it will. 55 of 58 now for Jackson Ray this season. Talk a little bit about Jackson Ray. We haven't mentioned him a whole ton in this game because he hasn't been out there a whole ton except for the couple kickoffs. But he's a great punter. He had his longest punt of the season in their first round playoff win against Valley Vista. A 62-yard punt in that game and 5 touchbacks earlier on in the season in one game against Skyline.
Oh, I was there. I was on the sideline at that game. The punt scraped the night sky a little bit, took a little bit of stardust out of the air, and then settled down. And that was a punt from Highland's own 20-yard line that ended up all the way at the Valley Vista 20-yard line. One of the best punts of the season that I've seen in high school, college, or pro. Good job by Jackson Ray. Worked with Mike Vanderjack in the offseason, and definitely a couple tips coming from the former Indianapolis professional kicker that him passed on to this young man.
Jackson Ray boots it away. He's short of the goal line, fielded at the 5-yard line of Queen Creek. Trying to turn the corner on the far side. That's number 3, Keyshawn Callip. He's out towards the 35. And good field position again for the Bulldogs.
Good job by the Highland defense on their last drive, though. They have some momentum now. They know they can finally stop this Queen Creek offense that's been running all over them tonight. And Highland, on the offensive side, good job getting in the end zone. I mean, this is the offense that we saw gash them 38-3 earlier in the year.
That's the thing. That's the sense you get here. This possession is so big for Highland because if they get off the field here, they potentially could have a drive before the first half ends and take possession at the beginning of the second half as they didn't receive the opening kickoff. So things are set up here well for Highland if they get a stop, and only if they get a stop on this drive.
There's still a lot of football to be played, Alex.
That there is. Nobody covering the receiver. Dropped off him was number 19, Dawson White. He finally makes the tackle near the first down marker.
Now, Hunter Barth was just wide open there.
Nobody covering him. Hunter Barth. Pretty good season so far for Barth. Been good in this game so far too, Jack.
Yeah, he's been very good. Good job getting him in the flat play design.
Nobody covering him either. 2 DBs for Highland. 2 safeties. Play 4 in the back, 3 up front. That's the look they've went with all season. That nose tackle spot, and of course we talk about Monai West and Kyle Olson up there, normally so strong and such good pass rushers. This Highland team is a really good pass rushing team, and they normally have been rushing the quarterback very well. You talk about Daniel Wood, who leads the team in tackles for loss with 11 of those, and 8 of those were sacks. Also talk about Robert Kingsford, who's Central Region honorable mention last year. Also a part of those teams this year, as well as most of these teams and players are on this Highland defense, so it's not that there's a lack of talent. Of course, we know that this team can get off the field. We know their strengths. It's if they can get them done here tonight is the question. Second and 2 from their own 43-yard line. Devin Brown with a man in the backfield. That's number 27, Dason Coleman, the 5'10 senior. Gives the handoff to Coleman. Blown up at the line, bounces outside, and he's lit up. Let's see if he got the first down. It was right at the first down marker, and it looks like they will give it.
Yeah, that probably dashes all hopes of being able to get the ball back. Now the focus switches for this Highland Hawks defense to making sure that Queen Creek can't get in the end zone or get any more points on the board. You stay within 2 possessions, you get the ball back, still a lot of football to be played. 24 minutes and some change here at the end of the first. As Brown takes the snap, throws to the outside, and coming back for the ball, but unable to make the catch on the outside as the coverage was Jackson Delsey and the intended target was Hunter Barth, number 13. So second down and 10 coming up for Queen Creek. Devin Brown and the rest of the offense. Where they have succeeded in throwing the ball over the middle, they have struggled in throwing the ball to the outside. And now an interesting down here with second down and 10. Do they want to go to the air and get chunks of yardage or stick to the ground game that's been so effective? They have Dason Coleman, number 27, in the backfield, but it's a straight drop for Brown. Rolls out to his right, got plenty of time, got a man open in the middle of the field, instead elects to tuck and run and gets back to the, and the flag comes in. It's going to be a late hit penalty as Brown was hit as he was going out of bounds, trying to get back to the original line of scrimmage, and instead it's going to be a free 15 yards, and there's a player down.
Yeah, I can't exactly.
Are sprinting over towards the quarterback, Devin Brown. Alex.
Yeah, I can't really fault him, honestly, on that one. I mean, he was going to the sideline. He was obviously going out of bounds. It depends on when the hit came in. You couldn't really see it on the field, on the sideline there, with the players from Highland in the way at least a little bit. Highland sideline doesn't like it. I'm inclined to think that was the right call, though, Jack.
Well, just an uncharacteristic mistake. I'll put it that way. I mean, an uncharacteristic mistake. The interesting call, they said roughing the passer. Roughing the passer outside the pocket, maybe 15 yards outside the pocket, Alex. That's a call that really doesn't make sense to me.
So the ball moves forward. It should be an automatic first down.
No, it's a first down. That's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down, roughing the passer. But again, how is that roughing the passer if the man has the ball tucked in his bicep and is rushing towards the sideline? You can maybe call a late hit out of bounds, but that didn't really look like he was obviously going out of bounds. It looked like he was trying to get an extra yard or two.
I mean, there was no chance that he threw the ball on that play, at that point in the play.
So first and 10 from the 42.
Brown takes the snap, gives the
Flags
handoff,
are-
flags fly again. It's blown up across the line. There's been a lot of flags flying here, and the discipline from Highland has not been great in this ball game so far. We'll see what the call is here. They blew the play up at the line pretty well. You're inclined to think it was some sort of holding call.
Yes, penalty is going to go against the offense. It's going to be a false start. It's going to set them back a little bit. 1:45 left. Highland still has 2 timeouts. And with the potential, if they're able to force a change of possession here, to maybe go down and have a chance. With the clock ticking at 1:41, highly unlikely. So Devin Brown, with it being first and 15 at the opponent's 47-yard line. He'll take the snap and he'll give it straight forward to Dason Coleman. Coleman's upended as he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Timeout by Highland. And that's going to be their final timeout of the half. And try and force the hand of this Queen Creek Bulldogs team. Brock Farrell's going to talk it over with his coach. And a half that looked like he was going to get away from Highland. They're still not necessarily in this game, but only down 2 possessions on the scoreboard, and they get possession of the ball when the second half starts. And Alex, I cannot state this enough. If they're able to get the ball back if they're able to force a turnover, get a change of possession without allowing Queen Creek to put points up on the board, that is a major moral victory for the Highland Hawk team.
I completely agree with you. They made a number of mistakes in this first half. To come out of this first half down just 14 points, it's almost unfathomable.
You can't overstate the value of the moment where they had turned the ball over already down 20-0, and it appeared that they were ready to kiss their season goodbye. Now, second down and 15. So they got an I formation set. Devin Brown is under center, and Dason Coleman is the running back. And Brown will take the snap, fakes it towards Coleman, looking down the field, got a man over the middle, and bobbled, almost intercepted.
Nearly there was Jackson Delsey. Also in the area was just Sean Lee. They had it covered well. There was 3 receivers there right around the quarterback, the receiver rather. Nearly picked off from Highland. It's now 3rd down and long.
Let me explain why that play works. You have linebackers that are so eager to stop the run. When you fake it to a guy like Dason Coleman who's already had success, you're able to draw the linebackers up, the safeties push back a little, expecting a deep shot, and you're able to find that seam about 10 to 15 yards down the field. They've been able to exploit that for success tonight, as we got a big-time 3rd down.
Single back formation for Devin Brown. Throws it, it's incomplete, it's intercepted! Highland takes over.
Dawson White with the interception. A flag flies in, and it looks like it's going to be on Queen Creek, Alex.
It'll be out to the play either way.
If there is such a thing as targeting, that's one of the reasons that Robert Kingsford was so upset. He had to get pulled off by Coach D, the linebackers coach, or the defensive backs coach.
We'll see what the call is here. It's important what this call is, but it looks like it was after the play, so it seems the result would hold.
Well, it was after the play, so they're getting the ball either way, but it's going to be an unsportsmanlike penalty.
Are they giving Queen Creek the ball?
No, they're not giving Queen Creek the ball.
So the penalty is against Highland.
Highland's going to get the ball. It was a personal foul after the play, Alex. So they're going to get the ball. Unfortunately, they're going to back up 15 yards. So they're going to have a long field, no timeouts, and 1:17. This is almost a repeat situation. Deja vu for Gage Daly in the Hamilton drive at the end of the season.
Well, they don't have much to lose here. You might try and take a couple shots. There's Daly with some time in the pocket, going to scramble, running to the near sideline. He's got us some space, and he's taken down. No flags fly, and the Highland sidelines can't believe it. Daly was hit hard as he was going out of the bounds. I couldn't see exactly where he was as he got hit compared to where the other quarterback, Devin Brown, was hit. But definitely, Highland thinks they had a flag, and they have a case for it. No flags fly. Play clock is still stopped at 1:07. Daly takes the snap after a heavy hit. He has his receiver. It's complete to Zach Schroeder for a Highland 1st down. Highland fans here on the sidelines, Jack, are just not happy with the refs.
Well, whether you disagree with the call or not, good job by Gage Daly getting outside the pocket and, more importantly, getting out of bounds, stopping the clock.
And even more impressive, Highland, Jack, he gets up, runs to the line of scrimmage, directs a play, calls a play, makes a completed pass for a 1st down. It's impressive what he just did there after getting hit as hard as he did. 3-step drop for Daly now. Hits his receiver in the flat, and there's a flag that flies. Wood ran into the offensive lineman as he was trying to make the catch. That's a big miscue.
I mean, that hit Noah Boone in the back of the head instead of Daniel Wood in the hands. And that's the screen pass that's worked countless times this year for Highland, where they'll set up a couple short passing plays, and once again, it's going to be holding on the offense. So with 59 seconds left, they're basically back to where they started. Someone in the crowd just screamed, "Remember the Titans."
3 receivers for Gage Daly as they set up 1st and 23 from the 25. Takes the snap, Daly. Hits his receiver. That's True Tanner trying to get up past the 30. He will to about the 34-yard lines.
Yeah, he was able to get out of bounds, but the clock's still rolling right now.
There's a lot of frustration here, Jack, on the sidelines as the clock keeps to run. Daly takes the snap, a short two-step drop, steps up in the pocket, fires a pass. He's got his man. That's Daniel Wood.
Yeah, he's out of bounds. The clock's got to stop. The clock has got to stop.
Highland with no timeouts. They've got to get a play going here.
Well,
tried to get out of bounds twice.
No,
they've
gotten
quickly.
out of bounds twice.
Daly throws it. That one is
another.
complete.
That's a late hit.
There's pandemonium on the sidelines here.
Well, Alex, it's warranted. I mean, first off, 2 players have gotten out of bounds 2 consecutive plays. Stop the clock. Okay, that's refereeing 101. Anyone who's seen a down of football can understand that. Number 2, quarterback's running out of bounds with a broken collarbone. He gets hit, thrown to the ground. That's a late hit out of bounds. Schroeder steps out of bounds, obviously takes a shot in the face. That's another late hit out of bounds. So,
if you're Brock Farrell,
we've had 4 missed calls in 4 consecutive plays.
Now, Jack, given that, if you are Coach Farrell, what are you saying to your team right now?
Well, I mean, there's 2 things. One, I like intensity, actually. I mean, the team looked dead in the water earlier in this game when they were down 20-0. The wind was out of their sails. A couple guys were screaming at teammates to get their head back in the game. Well, the intensity is good now. They're fired up. They want to win. But, you also have to say, let's just keep focusing on what we can do, what we can handle, and that's playing our game. You can't let referees dictate how you're going to play, and you can't let them get inside your head. So this is a huge first down with only 12 seconds left. Should be about 40 seconds left, but instead Gage Daly's going to work from his own 49-yard line with only 12 seconds, and he takes the snap.
Daly takes the snap, throws to the near sideline. It's complete. This time it will definitely be out of bounds as Zach Schroeder has a completion with 8.4 seconds remaining. First down, Highland. They're into the territory of the Bulldogs now. We'll see. They have time for about one more play and a potential field goal attempt. If they decide to go towards the end zone, that would likely be the end of this first half.
Yeah, they're not going towards the end zone. They have a kicker that can kick from 63 in practice. They're going to give Jackson Ray a chance here, and they're basically giving Schroeder and Crandall opportunities to get up the field and get out of bounds. Here we go.
1st and 10 from the 37. Daly looking near sideline. They got his man, and that's going to get him firmly in a field goal range. Yeah. Zach Schroeder made the catch.
Good job. Bring the kicking unit out. I mean, you should still theoretically have 40 seconds left. But instead, Highland's going to battle through some attrition, some pretty bad missed calls, and they're going to have a chance at a field goal to cut the deficit down to 11.
Be about a 44-yard field goal for Jackson Ray. His long on the season, 45.
This is actually going to be 1 yard longer. This is 46, so this would be his longest of the year.
Hold is good. Kick is good. It's up in the air. It's towards it, and it's way right. No good. Nothing going Highland's way. They put a good drive together. That's the end of the first half. At the end of 2 quarters, Highland 6, Queen Creek 20. We'll be right back with you for the second half of play. Welcome back to the East Valley. It's Queen Creek and Highland. Ready for the second half here. Jack Johnson, Alex Gall here with you as Highland trails 20-6 after the first half of play. And they never really got going, Jack. They had a couple breaks go their way, but they were quickly stopped and quickly stuffed out by this Queen Creek defense.
Yeah, I mean, they had a couple opportunities, but really the story of the first half to me, Alex, was turnovers. Highland had 2, Queen Creek had 0. And so we'll see if they can tape it up.
Highland gets the ensuing kickoff after the halftime break. True Tanner picks that one up and returns it for a gain of a couple off the short kick. Now, Highland has had trouble with their special teams game so far in this game. They let an onside kick get recovered. It was a pooch kick. It wasn't even an onside kick, Jack. At their own 35-yard line, it set up a short field and a touchdown for the Queen Creek Bulldogs. Let's see if Highland comes out with a better fire in the second half than it did in the first half. It's got to get going quickly, but in spite of all of that, they only trail by 2 touchdowns by 14 points here at the end of the first half. Gage Daly back out there, takes the snap, gives the handoff, Daniel Wood. Wood hits the outside, is stood up at the 35-yard line. Nice gain on first down for Daniel Wood.
It's been a chippy, physical game so far through one half. Both sides, in terms of the players and the fans on both sides, have been very invested in this game. This has all the intensity of a second-round 6A playoff game, and so far it's delivered.
Daniel Wood rushed 14 times for 145 yards, one of 400 rushing yard games this season for him. I was against Queen Creek a couple weeks ago. Flags fly.
Yeah, it's going to be a false start against Highland. It's going to back them up. And again, just another miscue against this Hawks team that's really set them back so far in this game. Holding penalties on big completions, false starts in critical moments, defensive penalties, late hit out of bounds, personal fouls, unsportsmanlike conduct, just stuff that you don't expect from such a well-oiled, well-coached machine that this Hawks team has been known to be.
Wood plays both ways, named the 6A Central Region All-Player of the Year. Good pass there, and a complete for a first down to Tanner Crandall. The connection between Daly and Crandall has been one of the only things working so far for Highland's offense.
Those are the sure things that you can count on between Daly and Crandall. Anytime Gage Daly needs a receiver to get open, the guy he trusts, number 7, that's his primary receiver, Tanner Crandall. Crandall able to make a nice contested catch in traffic, secure it with his body, do a nice good job to come back to the ball, and Highland's got a first down.
First and 10 from the Highland 46-yard line. Amanda Daly's right.
Yeah, again,
flags fly, and another false start penalty against Highland. They just don't look in sync. The snap count from Daly is maybe a bit different than Taylor Siren's was. You're not exactly sure what causes those, but it's definitely uncharacteristic, this many false start penalties from Highland.
Well, it's not the snap count that I'd attribute it to. I mean, from my experience playing on the offensive line, it's just when you're this intense in the trenches against the guys across from you, and as chippy as this game has been, you're worried more about blocking, protecting for your quarterback, and that's one of the things that Highland's done very well is protecting Daly.
First and 15 from their own 41-yard line. Daly takes the snap now. Throws to the near sideline, hits Daniel Wood in the flat, but not a big gain there as he gets back to the initial line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of 5.
No, but a solid gain, and that's a good rhythm throw that I like to see from Gage Daly going over to his star running back, Daniel Wood.
Wood himself's had a great season so far. 864 yards of rushing coming into tonight. Also starts at outside linebacker and almost rushed for 200 yards this season in a game against Desert Vista. 4 touchdowns in that one as well. He's got 5 games with multi-TDs. Hasn't gotten going here tonight. Motioning Ellsworth to the left side of the line. That's Tyson Runner rather. As Daly fakes the handoff, now rolls out right side, pursued. Daly's going to get out of the pocket and throw it out of bounds.
And this is going to come back again. It's going to be a holding penalty against Highland. It's going to send him back again. And so it's going to be third down forever unless they're going to tag Daly for intentional grounding. But it appeared to me, Alex, that he was outside the tackle box.
Looked like he was clearly outside the tackle box if you ask me. We'll see what the call is. This officiating team, they've called a lot of penalties in this ball game against both teams. It got really chippy there at the end of the first half with both sidelines screaming at each other, both stands screaming at each other as well. The fans, a little bad blood here as we open the second half of play.
Yeah, the tone setter for me was Cam Colomore's hit on Hunter Barth, I believe it was. Or no, it was Jace Bond earlier in the game. When Highland was on their heels, one of the emotional catalysts for them was that hit by Colmore where he picked him up and essentially just threw Bond to the ground on his back. And this is going to be a large penalty. 2 flags actually on Highland. And so pass interference is going to be the call. That's going to set Highland back 15 more yards. And Alex, it's going to be 2nd and 26.
What's that saying we use, Jack? 2nd and a country mile from their own 31-yard line. Seems like every time Highland goes forward 10 yards, they move back 10 yards on a penalty. It's been the story of the night so far. Doubles to each side for the quarterback, Gage Daly, with an empty set to the tight end to the right side of the line. Daly takes the snap, has decent protection for a moment, rolls out right side, trying to find his receiver in the flat. He's got him for a gain near the 40. It's Tanner Crandall. Clock continues to run here in the second half.
Yeah, good job getting back to the line of scrimmage, or getting back towards the line of scrimmage. We're still going to be about 6 yards short. But again, another good rhythm throw, just trying to find his wide receiver, Tanner Crandall. Look for something across the middle of the field here. They've had success throwing the deep ball to Schroeder on the outside, but they've also had a lot of success with True Tanner across the middle. Schroeder's going to line up on the right side. They're going to put Tanner in his favorite slot in the middle with Tanner Crandall outside of him, flanking to his left.
Shotgun formation again for Gage Daly with Daniel Wood to his right side. Fakes the handoff, Wood. Now throwing over, and it's tipped, and it's nearly intercepted as Daly threw into double coverage on the near sideline, looking for True Tanner. The pass falls incomplete.
Zane Lalama had a chance at the second interception of the night for this Highland team, and for as well as they were performing at the end of the first half in terms of clicking things off, just too many uncharacteristic penalties in the first drive of the second half.
So Highland will have to rely on their defense now after they get nothing done with the opening kickoff of the second half. Already 4 minutes approaching gone here in the second half of play in the third quarter. Punt formation for Jackson Ray and the Highland Hawks. Snap is good. Ray nearly hit as he threw. Flag flies on the play. Received, and a nice tackle there by Jackson Delsey. We'll get the call on the flag.
I mean, if this is holding against Highland, you either have two options. You got to check with the refs if I'm Brock Farrell and ask, okay, what's the call here? Or I got to find the player that is continuously perpetrating these penalties. And I got to say, look, we got to stop. I mean, we have got to stop shooting our team in the foot. Yeah, and it's going to be holding.
So it'll be a re-kick of the punt after the additional 5-yard penalty. Jack, I think Highland ran about 5 or 6 plays in that drive, and I think they had about 5 or 6 penalties.
Well, however many yards they gained and accumulated on that drive, they spit it back out on penalties, and now Ray's going to sit at his own 15-yard line, and he's going to have to get one of those typical Jackson Ray punts off to turn the tide here.
62 is his long on the season. Can he reverse the field here? It's a pretty good punt. That's a bomb down the field. Good punt. Fair caught by the Bulldogs' number 6, Yon Desea.
So Jackson Ray answers the call with a great punt there.
6-foot senior makes the reception, and a good punt from Jackson Ray has a 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at their own 20-yard line. So indeed, he did reverse the field, punting from inside his own red zone. The running back is number 27, Dason Coleman. 2 running backs back there. Takes the snap, gives it off Coleman. Coleman has a hold to the left side. Bottled up near the 30. It's a good gain on 1st down. It'll move the chains. 1st down for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, left side has been the area where they've really not gone to a whole lot, but when they do, they've had a lot of success, and they're going after Logan Willis, number 52. He's been one of the players that they've picked on specifically, as once again, that's the risky run with 3 down linemen, is you only have a few guys to get inside penetration.
Jackson Chawalt up there at nose tackle right now. Kyle Olson not in the lineup right now. It's a fumble on the play. Highland gets some push, and Queen Creek will get it back, but it's going to be a loss on the play.
Yeah, I don't really know what's up with the exchange between Devin Brown and his running backs right now, because that's the second time and the second different running back that there's been a faulty exchange, and the running back takes the handoff and essentially just puts it on the ground. That's the second time. Happened first with Jace Bond, and now it's happened with Dason Coleman, so I don't really know what's going on, but it seems that there's an issue with the way Devin Brown's handing off the ball. He's the common denominator in this issue.
Queen Creek 20, Highland 6. They've got a 2nd and 11 from their own 29-yard line. Brown miscue with Jace Bond, and the pass falls incomplete. 3rd down.
Yeah, Bond just dropped it in the flat, and that's a struggle for them, as they've been not as fine-tuned as they were at the start of the game, marched down the field against the Highland defense and repeated it twice more. But ever since then, Highland's done a nice job of settling in on defense and they're playing their style of football, the one that held Queen Creek to only 3 points.
Big tone-setting play coming here in the second half of play. It's 3rd and 11 from their own 29-yard line for the Queen Creek Bulldogs. Brown in the single-back formation with Coleman in the backfield. Takes the snap, 3-step drop, throws over the top, and it's nearly intercepted. He overthrew his receiver by a country mile. In the area was Ammon Allen, the 6'2 junior free safety, and he nearly picked it off, but it's 4th down for the Queen Creek Bulldogs.
Yeah, one of the first times we've called Jared Bosworth's name. That pass, if you can say it was intended for him, it was in the vicinity. And so now here's a chance. Highland's able to get off the field, and Tanner Crandall's back to return punts.
A little smile there from Monai West. Good to see from the Highland sideline. So there's 7 minutes and 12 seconds left, third quarter. Highland chasing 2 touchdowns. Punt formation here for Queen Creek. They'll tighten up the formation on a 4th and 11.
Alex, they put everyone on the line. They're coming after this one.
Highland looking for the punt block. They nearly got it. It's a good punt, fielded at the 36-yard line by Tanner Crandall. And Highland will have good starting field position. We'll take a quick break here on the Highland Hawks TV network. Highland 6, Queen Creek 20. Offense coming to the field for the Hawks. We'll be right back. Back with you here. 6 seconds and 7 minutes remaining. I said that backwards. 7 minutes and 6 seconds remaining as Highland has a 1st and 10 from inside their own 30. It's a run play to the right side. Gain of a couple.
Obviously, Highland hasn't been able to get a whole lot going on the ground, and that's, again, that's the bread and butter of any high school offense, is if you're able to run laterally, get those inside zones going. And that's the staple of this Highland offense, is they like to run inside zones with Daniel Wood and Max Davis. They just haven't been able to do it, so they got to find ways to get yards.
Highland averaging over 180 yards of rushing per game this season, well under that mark so far. Takes the snap, Daly, gives the handoff. That's Max Davis. Davis, a catch for the 1st down marker. And it's a 1st down for Highland. Good run from Max Davis. He's a 2-punch to Daniel Woods 1. And change of pace back here for Max. See if that gets the running game jump started.
Yeah, just good job of being patient, picking his way through the blockers, and able to get upfield.
Hurry up offense for Highland as Daly in the shotgun again. Going to get a play call from the sideline. Offensive coordinator for the Highland Hawks also doubles as their head coach. Brock Farrell calling the plays on the sideline as he has all season. Takes the snap, Daly pulls the handoff, throws it over the middle towards Tyson Runner, and it got tipped right over the hands of Runner. He would have had a good gain.
Yeah, that's a sign of telegraphing your passes. Anytime a defensive lineman's able to bat your pass down, that means as a quarterback, your eyes are dictating where you're going to go with the ball, and it's so clear and obvious that they're able to get inside the passing lane.
Roner himself was wide open over the flat in the middle of the field. Highland could have had a good gain there. We'll see what they do here on 2nd and 10 from their own 47. Shotgun formation. 2 receivers. 3 receivers to the near side. Takes the snap, Daly. Daly, 3-step drop. Throws into the flat. He's got Max Davis. Davis across the 40 towards the 50. He stood up. And a good tackle for Queen Creek's number 13. That's Hunter Barth. He's been all over the place on both sides of the ball today.
So pretty critical 3rd down and 5 here. It'd be interesting to see if Brock Farrell thinks this is 4-down territory.
3rd and 4 from the 48-yard line. It's the 48 of Queen Creek. Daly takes the snap, looking for his receiver, and he has got it. 1st down, Hawks. That's Drew Tanner, the converted quarterback this season, and Tanner's got a good catch for 1st down and 10 for the Highland Hawks.
Yeah, Queen Creek seems pretty content to just keep giving up those out routes 10 yards down the field, and Highland says, all right, we'll take what the defense gives us. That's another completion of the outside to his receiver, and a nice 1st down. They're driving right now.
Tanner himself caught 5 passes for 46 yards and a touchdown in their last game against Valley Vista. Good reception there for True. 1st and 10 Highland. Going to motion Roner from the left to right. Daly in the shotgun in no hurry. Takes the snap, takes the handoff. Davis, play action, rolls out left side, pressure coming. Fires to the sideline, it's incomplete.
Smart job by the sophomore quarterback to just get rid of it. It's obvious he's shaking off the pregame rust. He's made some good throws. Had Tanner Crandall open if he was able to get his eyes more vertical down the field. But just again, good job getting rid of the ball. Live to die another down.
On the 38-yard line, it's now 2nd and 10. Daly in the shotgun, as he's been most of the evening with Davis on his right. Takes the snap, 2 receivers right, throws to the left side. He's got his man again. It's another good completion to Zach Schroeder. It's near the first down marker. Flag on the play. This might be coming back again. We'll see what the call is. Highland just cannot shake off those holding penalties. An eligible receiver downfield is the call. And wipes down a nice gain from Zach Schroeder and makes this 2nd and 15.
Yeah, they're going to tag Noah Boone for being an eligible receiver downfield, and that's part of these RPO system is if you're an offensive lineman, you just don't know whether you're running or you're passing sometimes, and if it's that was a standard RPO play, and Boone just got caught in between 2 different concepts.
Coaches motioning some plays out to Daly as they look to hurry up now. 7 seconds on the play clock. They have to hurry up. 4-3 now. Can they get the snap off? A man in motion. Kennedy into the game now for Highland. Throws to the flat. Davis dropped it. Bad communication as they didn't realize the play clock was running.
Well, Brock Farrell likes to script plays, and that was a classic sign of play scripting. Is he's going to give Daly 2 plays depending on the looks that he's going to get, and he's going to give him 2 more plays for the next down depending if they completed that pass. I mean, how complex this offense is cannot be overstated.
A little bit of frustration there from Max Davis. They'll put him in alongside Daniel Wood. Or is that Tyson Runner? That is Daniel Wood on the right side of the line. Daly throwing over the middle. He's got his man. No, he dropped it. Drew Tanner had it wide open. Had it in his hands and let it go. 4th down.
And this isn't 4-down territory. I mean, if they were a little closer, maybe, but well, I don't know. I mean, Daly's sticking around. They may go for this. They've had potential over the middle of the field, and that was another play.
Daly going back out. 4th and 15 from the Queen Creek 44-yard line. A 4th down try here for the Hawks. Shotgun formation, doubles to each side for Daly. Takes the snap. Daly has some time in the pocket. Scrambling now, and he's taken down. A nice play there by Queen Creek, and it's a turnover on downs. Daly trying to escape pressure, and he had his legs taken out from under him. First down for Queen Creek, and Daly looks a little shaken up. What'd you see there on that last play?
Well, I saw a quarterback that just got a little antsy in the pocket, Alex. I mean, it's 4th down. No matter how covered your guys are down the field, throw it deep down the field. If it's picked off, it works as a punt. Now you're giving them good field position.
Pulls the handoff, Brown, rolling out left side. He's got it! It's intercepted! Intercepted by Highland, and they're going the other way. Logan Kingsford with the pick, and he's still going. Shakes off another defender inside the 40. He is still going towards the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown, Hawks! That's the moment that Brock Farrell and company have been waiting for. Highland is within a score.
They're going to get flagged for celebration, but Robert Kingsford comes up with a seminal play to turn the tide of this game. A flag is going to fly after the play. I don't believe it's going to bring this interception return back. How about the heart shown by number 8, the senior leader of this defense, along with Daniel Wood. Robert Kingsford shook off defenders and was able to find his way for a diving pick 6. We'll see what the call is. Yeah, they're going to get him for a celebration penalty. So it just appears this is one of those nights where if there is a call to be made against the Hawks, it's going to be made. But nonetheless, still a 1-possession game. I don't think any of us expected this.
I don't think Robert Kingsford is going to be all that disappointed with that penalty. He is pumped up. He is trying to get his sidelines pumped up. That is a big potential moment here as Highland gets a defensive score. A big interception from Logan Kingsford, Robert Kingsford. And the kick is good. Highland 13, Queen Creek 20. We'll take a quick break here on the Highland Hawks TV Network. Highlands within 7. We'll be right back. AIA back with you here in the Southeast Valley. There's 4 minutes and 45 seconds left in the third quarter, and Highland has officially made this one a ball game, Jack. A defensive score for Robert Kingsford, the outside linebacker and senior. We show a couple of our sponsors on the screen, but Jack, a big potential turning point in this game.
No, that is the turning point. That was the turning point right there. When it looks like they had turned the ball over on downs, they had given Queen Creek back the momentum of this game, control the game, where they go down and score and likely ice it, and then a pick six by Robert Kingsford, the senior outside linebacker, has all of a sudden turned the tide and allowed the Hawks to get back in this game.
Return is pretty good from Queen Creek as we come back here with the Queen Creek offense, quarterbacked by Devin Brown. 160 yards of passing per game this season. The 6'2 sophomore has split time with a couple other quarterbacks this season. He's had the bulk of it. 9 touchdowns to 10 interceptions, now 11 after the latest one by Robert Kingsford. So Brown is prone to the interception. Highland will be putting on some pressure here. They'll play Daniel Wood up near the left side of the line of scrimmage. Brown with Bond behind him. Takes the snap, hands it off. Bond blown up at the line, and it's a good defensive play for Highland as they'll punt. That's number 54, Zach Malizia, the 5'11 senior.
This team is too well coached and too talented to just continuously get beat by the same outside zone run play. If Queen Creek wants to reestablish control of this game, they got to find something else that works in their playbook, because the same 3 plays just aren't working like they used to.
4 minutes, 7 seconds left, third quarter, as Highland looks to make the comeback of the century. Okay, maybe that's overstating it a bit, Jack.
I would say that's overstating. Maybe the comeback of the century for that.
Brown blown up at the line. A big sack for number 29, Cam Cullimore. That's his over 70 tackles on this season. It's a big one, a TFL. He's got 8 of them per game, and a big one from Cam.
Yeah, like you said, tackle for loss, good interior pressure. Good job getting to the quarterback by number 29.
So it'll be 3rd and 16 now, and the entire Highland sidelines and the stands are completely standing. Brown takes the snap, gives the handoff to Bond, and it's going to be tackled. Highland will get off the field as they get a 3-and-out. 4th down.
Momentum shifts again. It's firmly in the grasp of the team wearing teal, white, and black right now.
And Jack, the Highland defense has completely turned the tide of this ball game. You were wondering if they did get back into it, who it would be. Would it be the offense and Gage Daly, or would it be the defense and Daniel Wood, Cam Cullimore and company? And it ended up being Robert Kingsford with the play of the game so far, a pick 6. Punt formation for Zach Kopp. St. Kopp, they didn't get the snap off. Delay of game. So the tide turning here. You can sense it in the air. Stands shaking. The Highland fans have finally something to cheer for as their team is back in it with a chance to tie it here on the next drive ensuing punt. St. Kopp trying to reverse the field, nearly blocked, almost hit was Kopp. Be fair caught. He'll step away from it. Tanner Crandall will be downed at that spot at the 26-yard line. Highland will start from there. We'll take a quick break on the Highland Hawks TV network. Alex and Jack will take you the rest of the way as Highland looks to complete the comeback.
Guys, so on the last defensive drive, Gage Daly was over on the side feeling cramps. Looks like he's back out there. Said he'd be good to go. Just didn't keep an eye on with the cramps.
Thanks so much, Gabe. That's our own Gabe Swartz, who's been down working on the sideline all game long, getting us the best information possible. As Highland's offense comes back onto the field now with a chance to tie up the ball game. Third quarter is not over yet. 2 minutes and 11 seconds remain. And Highland starts from their own 26-yard line. What are you expecting on this drive here from Highland, Jack?
A heavy dose of Daniel Wood. Daniel Wood has not seen the ball as much as I thought he would, but it's time. This is the guy that's carried your team all season long. It's time to get him the ball.
Onto the field is number 84, Andy Hatch at the receiver spot. Has not played almost at all this season. Highland doesn't seem to know what personnel needs to be on the field.
No, they ran Logan Kingsford on first, then they ran Hatch on, then they ran him off, and now finally they're going to run their tight end Tyson Runner on.
So Highland starts now from their own 26 after some boos. Two receivers to the near side for Daly. Going to throw to the far side. He's got his man for a short gain. Past the 30, about 5 on that play to True Tanner. Highland looking to complete what would be a remarkable comeback. Down 20-0 in the first quarter. Their defense has been electric since. Highland stabbed themselves in the foot a number of times in this game. They're looking at the football. Taking it now to the sideline. See what they're going to do here. They're calling Coach Farrell over, it looks, or the other referee. Do we have Deflategate 2.0 on our hands, Jack?
At the 6A Arizona High School level, wouldn't that be a story?
Clock running, under 2 minutes to go now. Daly, 2nd and 10 from their own 31, gives the handoff to Daniel Wood.
There you go. That's the guy you need to hand it off to.
As Highland continues their drive near the first down marker. He rolled a bit short. 3rd and short. Looks like it's right near the marker there at the bottom of your screen. It's about a yard shy, maybe 2 feet shy, honestly. Daly on 3rd and short. Gets the play from Farrell on the near sideline. 12 on the play clock, still plenty of time for Gage. Daly takes the snap, no handoff given, gets Tanner Crandall, and he's just going to let himself be pushed down as he knew he had the first down yardage. Cut off the slant route short. Beautiful route by Tanner.
Yeah, just sitting down in the zone coverage, and that was the play the whole time. Daly didn't even have to go to his 2nd or 3rd read because that's just how good of a route runner that Tanner Crandall is. That's the security blanket that this Highland Hawks offense has been missing.
Under a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. Daly going to get the play from the sideline again. Tell his team about it. To his right is Daniel Wood. Takes the snap, Daly. Throws to the near sideline, it's Zach Schroeder turning, and he's got a first down or near it. We'll see if that moves the chains. Couple generous spots earlier in this ball game for Queen Creek, for Highland as well. We'll see what it is. They'll give it 2nd down and 1. Daly comes back to captain his offense as Highland looks to tie this one up at 20. 41.6 seconds remaining. 3 to the far side of the field. There's nobody on the near side. Takes the snap, Daly hands it off. There goes Daniel Wood. Near the first down marker. 1st and 10 Hawks.
Yeah, it's been tough sledding for Daniel Wood tonight, but that's exactly the guy who needs to have control of the ball. His ball security is phenomenal. His elusiveness, his high-end speed is one of the best in the Central Valley. And this guy is exactly what Gage Daly needs standing next to him right now.
3 receivers for Daly out of the gun, 2 to the far side with Tyson Runner, the tight end to the right side of the line. Daly throwing towards the sideline. He's got his man. He's still going towards the end zone. It's Tanner Crandall. And he's into the red zone for the Hawks. Highland is about 20 yards away from erasing a 20-point deficit.
Yeah, whatever rhythm they were lacking earlier in the game, now they're going to go tempo and try and keep this momentum up.
Highland does not have to run a play here. The play clock is with 20. The game clock is 10. They will run one. There goes True Tanner to the outside. He's still going, and there goes Tanner inside the 10. That'll end the 3rd quarter. No, it will not, as he got out of bounds with 2.6 seconds remaining. So there'll be one more play here before the 3rd quarter is out. Play clock at 25 as Highland looks to change personnel. Play clock at 15. As Highland back onto the field now. 1st and 7 from the 7. 1st and goal, Highland. Daly looks towards the back corner of the end zone. Jump ball, nearly caught. It was a one-handed play by Zach Schroeder, and he couldn't come down with it. That's how the 3rd quarter of play will end. Queen Creek 20, Highland 13. Stay right with us as Highland's in the red zone. 2nd and goal coming up when we come back. Play shifts to the near side of our field as Highland looking to erase a 20-point deficit. 2nd and goal from the 7-yard line. Single back formation. The running back in the back line is the 3rd string running back, number 4, Anthony Tuma. He's forward towards the 5-yard line.
Well, they had all the momentum on their side, and now it's going to come down to 2 downs. This is absolutely 4-down territory with the way this defense has been playing. Farrell's got the confidence in his team to know that if he goes for it and they turn it over on downs, they're still working with 90 yards to play with.
Daniel Wood was the rusher on the previous play. Wood goes out there in the shotgun. 3rd and goal from the 5. Doubles to each side for the quarterback, Gage Daly. Takes the snap, Daly. Lofting one. Back corner of the end zone. Running for it. And it's incomplete.
Now the decision time for Coach Farrell.
Zach Schroeder wants him to go for it.
Yeah, like I mentioned, I really think that they could go for this, but they're just not close enough and they haven't been able to get enough push in the run game. Surprised that Daniel Wood wasn't able to break free a couple times on that drive, but they've been softening up this Queen Creek defense, and now a chance to cut the deficit to 4.
So a big case of bend, don't break from the Queen Creek defense as they force Highland into a field goal attempt. Jackson Ray, 7 of 10 coming into today. His kick is up, and it is through the uprights. Highland 16, Queen Creek 20. Not exactly his long, 45 is his long this season, but he put it right through the center of the uprights. Good kick from Jackson.
Jackson Ray actually slipped on that kick, Alex. He went into it so hard he slipped. Did a nice job as he was falling to the turf, able to put it through the uprights, and now Highland as close as they've been to the lead since it was 7-0 in the first quarter of this ball game.
Queen Creek 20, Highland 16 as we enter the fourth quarter of play. 52 seconds have elapsed in the fourth quarter as Jackson Ray will kick it back, and Highland's defense will have another chance to get a big stop. They've been pretty good so far, save for that first quarter of play, Jack.
Yeah, the way they started was so uncharacteristic of this Highland team, but the way they played the last 3 quarters, Alex, has been indicative of the way Brock Farrell has coached this team the entire year. This is a disciplined team, a very smart team, and a methodical team, and they've methodically worked their way back into this game.
Kick is away from Jackson. Fielded inside the 10-yard line, has some blocker set up on the far sideline. He'll be taken down short of the 30, flag flies.
It's a flag-happy officiating crew, but possibly a hold on the outside as the return man was starting to break free up to the outside. We've seen a ton of holding calls tonight, especially for a playoff game. Typically the mantra for the playoffs is you let them play a little bit more and you keep your flags in your pockets. That has not been the case tonight. This officiating crew, they have not been cautious at all about letting those yellow flags fly.
So holding on the receiving team. It'll move Queen Creek 10 yards backwards. Keyshawn Callip was the return man for the Queen Creek Bulldogs. The 6-foot senior has caught 14 passes coming into today's game. He'll come out on the next play to the far side, excuse me, to the 4-yard line. Devin Brown, under center, takes the snap, gives the handoff. That's Coleman, tries to hit the outside. Highland had a good push, and it's a tackle for a loss.
Yeah, tackle for a loss by Cam Collimore. And Alex, how many times has Cam Collimore been in the backfield since the first quarter?
A number of times. I don't have an exact stat for you, Jack, but a number of times is the correct answer.
I was hoping you'd have the number of tackles for loss.
You're putting me on blast, Jack.
I am, yes. It's okay.
Well, I can tell you we had
What do you have?
71 tackles coming into today's game.
Okay.
He's averaging just shy of 8 tackles per game this season. So,
This
that
is
said,
this is a broadcaster that does his homework, everyone.
well, I appreciate that, Jack. I do my best. Takes the snap, gives the handoff, nearly hitting the backfield as Jace Bond shakes off a defender. He's near the first down marker.
Oh, man. That Highland team, the Highland sideline, the Highland fans were about to explode right there. But somehow Jace Bond able to slip from the outside grasp of Daniel Wood, who got into the backfield in a split second. And then another broken tackle to get to the outside and a fresh set of downs.
Bond averaging over 6 yards. 4 minutes, 46 seconds on the clock. They'll give him a first down. First and goal from the 1. So clock stopped for a moment. Clock is still stopped at 4 minutes, 46 seconds. They'll roll it now.
Well, they're bringing a heavy set in right now. This is going to be 2 fullbacks, a couple tight ends. They're putting everyone heavy, everyone tall on this offensive line.
Up there, gives the handoff, forward, touchdown, touchdown, Hawks! It's Daniel Wood, and Highland is back within a score.
How about that, Alex? The drive, when they needed it, they're going to go for 2 here and leave the offense on the field to make this a 3-point game. But the drive, when they absolutely needed it, took only 1 minute and 20 seconds off the clock, and that was all spurred by the pass interference penalty on Yondiasa on the outside against Tanner Crandall. It looked like Queen Creek was going to be able to stifle this Highland offense. Instead, Highland right back in this game.
So Highland will go for 2 now. trying to make it a one field goal game. 5-point deficit could get it down to 3. Daly in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers to the near side of the formation. Nobody to the far side. Gonna motion Schroeder into the slot. Takes the snap. Daly rolling out right side. Has nothing. Pressure in the pocket. He's trying to escape pressure. Daly will. Daly throws towards the end zone. Caught! Caught Zach Schroeder! The conversion is good, and Highland is down just 3. That is absolutely fantastic play by Gage Daly. He extended the play with 3 men in his face, rolled out right side, hit Zach Schroeder right in the flat.
When I saw Daly starting to scramble, Alex, I thought one thing. It was the end of the Hamilton game where Daly was stopped short at the 1-yard line. Queen Creek was ready for that, and Daly, excellent job extending the play, buying himself time, and he found his star wide receiver, Zach Schroeder, in the end zone. The 2-point conversion is good, and like you said, it's a field goal game now for the Hawks. Can they get off the field with all 3 timeouts?
Highland has 3 timeouts remaining. They didn't use a single one in that drive, and it only elapsed about 1 minute and 30 seconds total. 27-24, Queen Creek leads it. 4:31 on the clock. Some smiles there from that man, Zach Schroeder. Long kick from Ray, caught inside the 10-yard lines, is returnable. Highland able to stop him near his own 30. Well, as far as this game is concerned, not great starting field position for Queen Creek, but it is better than average.
It's all going to depend on the Highland defense. That's what I'm focusing on this drive, Alex, because they need to come back and show that they can recover. It looked like the game was out of their grasp on the touchdown run by Trey Reynolds. Their offense bought them another life, and so we'll see what they make of it.
4 minutes, 24 seconds as Queen Creek starts their drive from their own 31-yard line. Devin Brown takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls out right, left side. We've not seen this a lot, and the pass falls incomplete. It might have been tipped at the line, intended for Queen Creek's number 88, Iseke Toavayo.
Well, Keyshawn Caleb was open. He was standing wide open at the first down. If Brown rotates his eyes a little bit over to the left side, that's something where I think he's able to complete the pass.
And the incomplete pass stops the clock at 4 minutes and 19 seconds, does not force Highland to take a timeout. You have to imagine we'd see some sort of run play in the next 2 plays here to get the clock moving, or at least force Highland to take a timeout. Brown takes the snap. Single back formation, fakes the handoff, throws to Jace Bond. Bond gonna be tackled behind the line.
Well, Cam Collimore won't get credit for that tackle, but rest assured, he's the reason he was stopped behind the line. That was great contained.
For the first time in the second half, I believe, Jack, Kyle Olson is out there at nose tackle. Highland will take their first time out here and stop the clock at 4 minutes, 6 seconds. So a total of about 30 seconds has come off the clock on this drive so far.
Now you got to wonder what the play is for Queen Creek. Are they going to throw it and try and pick up this first down, or are they going to run it and force Highland to call another timeout?
That is the question now for head coach Joe Germain. Has had a great season so far with Queen Creek. One of the only blemishes on their record was that blowout loss to Highland just a couple of weeks ago. And how far they've come in just a couple of weeks' time. Big victory last week, have scored about 100 points in their last 2 games. Now 27 here this evening. Devin Brown, the Bulldog offense, thought they had the backbreaker, at least for the moment, with the big score from Trey Reynolds. But they'll need another one here to put Highland away. 3rd and 10 from the 31. Single back formation for Brown, has 2 fullback back there as well. Highland blows it up, rolling out right side, throwing deep down the field. It's nearly caught, and it is. That's one of the most fantastic catches in this ball game. And it's a first down for Queen Creek.
That hurts for this Highland defense. Daniel Wood had the quarterback, Devin Brown, in his grasp, and Brown just able to use his mobility to extend the play and keep the clock rolling. And now with 2 timeouts, this is it for Highland. They have got to stop this Queen Creek set of downs.
It'll be 1st and 10 from midfield after the fantastic catch on the far sideline. Brown takes the snap, gives the handoff, barreling through the middle. He's got a good down. He's near the 40, and he's near the first down marker.
That's actually very fortunate for Highland that they were able to move the chains. If he's going to get close to the first down marker, my answer is let him get the first down, because the clock will stop momentarily, and instead of having to spend a timeout on a situation where you're likely going to get bought out for a first down, you're able to die another couple downs.
Clock runs under 3 minutes and 20 seconds. 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line of Highland. Devin Brown with a single back formation again. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, now gives the handoff. Flags fly before the snap. Play whistle dead. And they're moving backwards.
Yeah, it's going to be a false start, so this is going to go 5 yards.
You said it a couple times in this game, but it is gut check time now officially for Highland. This is their season. Got to stop them here to get the ball back in the hands of their talented young quarterback, Gage Daly, and the rest of his offense. Highland has an interception in return for a touchdown from Robert Kingsford in this ball game. Single back, 1st and 15 from the 45. 3 minutes, 5 seconds left in this ball game. Daniel Wood shows blitz. He blew up the play. Daniel Wood, what a fantastic play. He wasn't blocked on the far sideline, and he blew up the run. Big loss on first down.
Well, we asked at the top of the broadcast just how impactful would he be on the defensive side. There's your answer. Daniel Wood gets in the backfield. Highland's able to call a timeout with 3 minutes left, and it's going to be 3rd and looks like to me about 13 yards. Or 3rd and even longer, I'm going to say 2nd down, excuse me. So after the false start on first down, a huge stop there by Daniel Wood. And with 3 minutes exactly left, Alex, Highland once again putting them in a good spot to get off the field.
Daniel Wood was a 6A All-State linebacker last season, picked up from offers from NAU and Drake this month. Got 5th at state. He's part of the 4x100 relay team with Highland. He's a decorated man. Just today named the 6A Central Region Player of the Year. He's had a big stamp on this one. I would say, though, Jack, more on the defensive end than the offensive end tonight.
Yeah, hasn't really gotten a whole lot going. Obviously just had that rushing touchdown. But on the defensive side, that's where Daniel Wood has made his name tonight.
2nd and 18 from the 48-yard line. Highland has 1 timeout left. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, tripping, play blown up. It's caught. And it's up near the 40-yard line. So a gain on 2nd down. We'll see where the spot is. It'll move the 3rd down chains right near the original line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 10 yards from the 40.
And this is the down of the game. They pick
Queen
up this
Creek.
first down, it's virtually over.
Queen Creek not in field goal range. Jace Bond stands to the left side of the quarterback, Devin Brown. Rolls out, steps in the pocket, fakes the pass. Pressure faced, the pass is incomplete and it stops the clock. 4th down. And Highland is going to get themselves off the field.
It looked like Brock Farrell and the defense knew that Brown was going to go back to pass there because they only rushed a few guys. They had everyone back in zone coverage. That wasn't necessarily a coverage sack, but that was a coverage incompletion because Brown had nowhere to go with the football.
Punt formation for Queen Creek. Zane Kopp stands at his own 45-yard line. Punt is away. It's a good one. Fair catch called for. It'll bounce into the end zone for a touchback. So best case scenario there for Highland. And it only moves the ball about 25 yards.
In a game that it looked like the Hawks were going to have no chance when they were down 20-0, they have gone on a 24-7 run, Alex. And now they have one timeout, 2 minutes and 11 seconds, and their star quarterback, Gage Daly, in the game.
This is the season for the Highland Hawks. You live for these moments as a high school player, as a Pee Wee player, as a college player, as an NFL player. 2 minutes, 11 seconds on the clock. One timeout for Highland. 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Gage Daly takes the snap. Short drop. Has his man. Tanner to the outside, and he gets out of bounds. Clock stops at 2:06.
Just another simple up and out by Daly to his wide receivers. And again, Queen Creek's just going to keep apparently giving those up on the outside, so why not take them? And again, if you're Queen Creek, why are you allowing those outside passes? Right now on the sideline, Logan McGregor, the long snapper, and Logan Kingsford, the holder, are setting it up for Jackson Ray, the kicker, in case they need a field goal to tie this game. But right now with a $1:56 left, they've got an opportunity to go down and win it.
1st and 10 from the Queen Creek 41-yard line. Gage Daly is out there with 8 seconds on the play clock. Daniel Wood to his right. Takes the snap, Daly with 2 to each side. Throws it, complete. Tanner out of bounds.
Who has True Tanner? Who has True Tanner on this defense? He has been wide open, standing at the same spot 3 consecutive times now. They've run the same play, and they continue to just allow them to take off 6-7 yard chunks. Joe Germain, he's got to get on his defensive backs right now because they're just allowing these chunk plays given up, and they're allowing them to get out of bounds, which is even more important.
Well, you've seen the prevent defense before, Jack, but there is nobody covering.
This isn't
True
the time.
Tanner.
This isn't the time to run prevent defense.
7 seconds on the play clock. Highland has to get out there quickly. They might have to take a delay of game here. 3 now, 2 now, 1. And is that the final timeout, or Highland, will they take a penalty here?
No, they're not going to take a penalty. They'll burn their final timeout.
They will burn their timeout. Highland came up to the line of scrimmage. Actually, timeout's still on the board for Highland.
No, they're going to say that Queen Creek took the timeout.
Which is funny because Queen Creek was the team that was ready on the field.
Well, it's also odd because with the clock stopped and Queen Creek, I'm fairly certain they're going to want a chance here if Highland scores, which it certainly looks like Highland's either working their way into field goal range, or in a potential area to get down and score a touchdown and take the lead for the first time tonight. So Queen Creek, if I were them, I'd want to give myself enough time to score, so don't burn your timeout on a play where the clock's already stopped. So 2nd and 3 from the 34-yard line. They're down by 3, and Gailey stands alone in the gun.
Takes the snap with Wood on his right. Fires. It's another completion, this time to Grayson Kennedy. This one's inbounds. If he got the first down, the clock will stop. The chains move, so the first down is assessed, and the clock stops for a moment. It's rolling now. It was at 1:46, so Highland quickly goes up to the line.
So the ball's at the 28, so they're well within Ray's field goal range at this point.
1 timeout per side as Highland looks to make a comeback. Daly, pressure out of the pocket, rolls out left side, throws it to the sideline. He got out of the pocket. It was in the area of Zach Schroeder, so even if he was in the pocket, I'm inclined to think that wasn't intentional grounding either way. Daly comes out a little bit shaken.
Yeah, Daly took a hard hit there as he was rolling out to his left. He's getting checked on by his teammate Jack Fitzpatrick, the current center on this squad. Started out the year as a defensive end, but after shuffling has gone on along the offensive line, Fitzpatrick has joined the center ranks, and now a big-time 2nd down.
2nd down at 10 from the 29. Throws it. Has his receiver. That's a big completion. And a 1st down. He's inside the 10. 1st and goal, Hawks. And a big completion from that man, True Tanner. He's had a huge second half. Clock moving.
has been the man on this drive. And Daly has trusted him as Tanner's going to check out, but that's his 5th catch of the drive. Continue to stick with what works as the clock moves. 1:08.
Minute 8 seconds to go. Highland trying to run some time now. They get a touchdown. They'd be in the lead. Wood stands to the left of the quarterback, Gage Daly. Daly takes the snap, gives the handoff. Wood to the right side, through the line towards the end zone. He's going to be a yard shy. Clock runs, 50 seconds, now 47 as Highland now a flag flies. Clock stops with 47 seconds even. At the moment, would be 2nd and goal from about the 2-yard line. So much tension here in the East Valley. Queen Creek and Highland are in a battle for the ages. 27-24 Queen Creek as we wait the flag call.
Wow.
That's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Highland.
So with 1 timeout now, Highland's got to be very careful with how they manage this. They're going to back all the way up from the 2-yard line to the 17-yard line, and they're going to have to manage this clock very well. Certainly within Jackson Ray's range, but
he missed one, has made one in this game.
you're looking at potentially taking the lead.
Clock is running. Highland didn't realize it. Shotgun now for Daly with Wood to his right side. We're under 35. Daly, pressure in the pocket, throws to the near sideline. He's got his man, and he's out of bounds. That's Grayson Kennedy, who's had a couple of nice catches here in the early going of this 4th quarter and of this drive. Kennedy himself hasn't played a whole ton this season. His longest catch of the year is 29 yards. Has 3 receptions in the last 2 games coming into today. That was when Tanner Crandall was out. 30.9 seconds. Clock stopped at the moment. 3rd down and 13. So Highland needs to get to the goal line. There's no first downs left for them. And it looks like someone's going to take a timeout here. It'll be Highland taking their final timeout. And what a change, what a penalty, and what does that do to this drive? It certainly changes the momentum.
Yeah, it changes the momentum, but I think they're still well within Jackson Ray's range, and I think that's what they're going to plan for right now. They may take a shot at the end zone, but that's risky because the amount of guys that Queen Creek's going to put in those 10 yards between the pylons, it's risky in terms of the amount of guys that they're going to have in coverage. If Daly makes a bad throw, it could be the interception that ends their season. They've been practicing kicks this whole time. All it's going to take is a good snap and a good hold, but they still have an opportunity to get in the end zone here, Alex.
The 3rd and goal from the 13-yard line. Daly trots onto the field with 30.9 seconds remaining. Shotgun formation shown from Daly. 3 receivers to the left as Wood motions out wide. Daly alone in the gun, takes the snap. Daly looking towards the end zone. Has a ton of time in the pocket, no flags. Daly rolls out, throws towards the end zone, and it is picked off. That is the ball game. And Highland cannot believe it. Gage Daly, reliable all season long for Highland, throws his 2nd of the ball game. No flags on the play. And that's going to be it here in Queen Creek. Absolutely stunning. Highland suffered heartbreak last season at the hands of 6A champions Chandler. And it's going to be Queen Creek again, handing them a loss in the playoffs. 23.5 seconds left. Highland has no timeouts. Victory formation for the Queen Creek Bulldogs. And that's all she wrote. In the 6A quarterfinals, Queen Creek holds home turf against Highland. The final score, Queen Creek 27, Highland 24. And that ends the 2019 season for the Highland Hawks. Not a great way to end the season. Never is when you lose in the playoffs, but that one's going to hurt. Maybe a little bit extra. Jack?
Yeah, just I mentioned before the play, Alex, you know, it's the concern when you are in a true passing down in a goal-to-go situation is that Queen Creek's not going to rush many. They're going to put at least 8 guys back in coverage, and that's the concern. You know, Daly had all the time in the world. He extended the play. He scrambled out, but Queen Creek was just ready for that play. They had 8 guys within a 10-yard radius. It's impossible to complete a pass. It's near impossible to complete a pass. And, you know, for Gage Daly, a very successful campaign as a starting quarterback in his sophomore season, but that's really one of the first times he's made a sophomore mistake. Probably should have thrown that ball away. And he knows it. You can see the look on his face, how long he sat staring at the turf, that he had made a mistake. But it doesn't always come down to one play in football, and it certainly didn't tonight. There were a lot of mistakes that this Highland team made that were uncharacteristic of the way they've been coached and the way they've played all season. So it doesn't come down to one interception. For anyone that points to Daly's interception as a reason that they lost is kidding themselves, because a lot of mistakes, turnovers, fumbles, interceptions, screw-ups on kickoffs. This was the poorest game that Highland has played from start to finish, and yet they still had a chance on the last play of the game to win it. And I think that says a lot about the fight that this team showed from start to finish this year.
I think it does. They've had a great season. They're so well coached. We'll have Coach Farrell on the field in just a couple minutes. But it's a testament to this team that they played so badly in the first quarter in all facets of the game, offense, defense, and special teams. They didn't even look like they came ready to play in the first quarter. I know I don't want to overstate anything, but they turned it around, and they had a good second half, and they made this a ball game.
They didn't just make it a ball game. They gave themselves a chance to win it. And that was remarkable from where they were down 20-0 at the start of the game. A lot of these guys are going to be upset. This is the last high school game, one of the last organized football games that a lot of these guys are going to play. And that's the heartbreaking part of high school football is for these seniors, this is it for a lot of these guys. And you can see the emotion on their face. They came so close tonight. And that's been the unfortunate part for Highland is that in their losses, it's been typically in heartbreaking fashion. But congratulations to Queen Creek. They're going to go celebrate over with their student section right now as they come away with one of the biggest program wins that they've had in quite some time. They'll be moving on to the state quarters. So,
yeah, and Coach Farrell obviously going to have some words with his team now, but Coach Germain told us before the game that he regards Highland as one of the top teams in the state. So there is a lot of mutual respect between these two coaches and these two teams. They got a little chippy at moments tonight, but really, if you're going to look at it from a perspective of Queen Creek, this is one of the all-time program wins here.
Hey, you certainly got to give them a hand, but you know, when I turn my attention back over to the Highland side, you know, this was a trying year for the entire Highland team. They've had injuries on the field. They've had their starting quarterback go down. They've had tragedy strike off the field. I mean, this is more than a high school football program typically has to endure through a year. And that they've battled through this and that they're still standing within 3 points at the end of the game. It's not the 3 points that they would want. They'd want it to be 3 points in their favor, but, you know, from where they were at the start of this game, looked like they were going to be wiped off the map. To come back and make it a game is a testament, like I said, to just how strong this team is and how the quality of the character of these players on the Highland Hawks football team. That's probably what, as you see right now on the screen, that Brock Farrell's talking to his team about, is that the score does not dictate the quality of the program, the quality of the coaches, and the quality of the players.
It'll go down as a heartbreaking loss for Highland fans for the second straight season. never, Jack, it's never a happy moment when you lose in the playoffs. It's always tough, especially for the seniors. This one's going to hurt a lot for those players, and you hope, for the program's sake, that people like Gage Daly, who's on your screen right now, he's a sophomore. He'll be back with this team next year. You have to hope that that stays with him and lights the fire for next season.
It will. I mean, that's the type of guy that Gage Daly is. I mean, very few quarterbacks would work their way back from what a lot of people thought was a season-ending injury to come back and play in this playoff game. And this wasn't Daly's best game by any stance, but, you know, it's like a pitcher coming out without his best pitch. And obviously a little bit of rust for Daly, but he grinded through this game. He made plays when they needed it, and just an unfortunate mistake at the end. But again, that doesn't dictate the impressive season that this youngster has had. Number 12 at quarterback. He's been one of the shining bright spots on this team, Alex. And I think going forward, that's a positive takeaway, is that they're going to get their quarterback back for next year, and this entire team, you know, whether they're returning or whether they're graduating and moving on, this was a good unit. This is a good unit that put together a lot of great team wins, and they battled, and that's one of the things you can always say about them.
That's well said, Jack. We're waiting for Coach Farrell. Still talking to his team. Well, it's definitely a tough evening for him. Trying times for a coach when you work so hard all season. You have to console your team after a loss. You know he's a trooper. Brock Farrell's such a enigmatic coach of this program. And it's a tough job, but you know he's up to the task. This program's so well coached. Even when they were handed a really tough draw in the first quarter, some by their own mistakes, but a tough draw nonetheless. Takes a good coaching staff, and it takes a lot of resilient players to do what Highland did here tonight, was put themselves within a couple of yards of a victory.
Well, I think another thing that you can say about the program, Alex, nobody's left. Everyone who has come to support the Highland Hawks tonight, they are gathered along the fence line here, and they're waiting for their team, their sons, their brothers, their friends, you know, and they're going to go remind them about the quality of character that they are. I mean, I've been fortunate enough to cover the team down on the sideline this year, and so I've been able to interact with a lot of these players up close. You know, you just can't say enough about the quality of the guys on the team. You can't say enough about the quality of the coaches. And, you know, again, this is a good program that is not dictated by the scoreboards.
Getting word now, Jack, we have Coach Farrell on the sideline. We'll go down to Gabe Swartz, who's with Coach. How are you, Gabe?
All right, Coach. So just take me through the last 2 minutes. You guys get the ball back on the 20-yard line, and take me through that drive.
Well, I mean, we knew they were, you know, going to give us all the underneath stuff and just try not to give up a big play. You know, we hit some good plays the wrong way. Got down to 7. Tough call on the goal line. You know, put us back there on the 15. But you know, they said our kid said a bad word, so can't do that. Can't lose your cool. You know, I thought I had a good play call. We didn't execute real well, but I told our sophomore quarterback, Gabe's not there. You got to throw it out of bounds so we can kick field goal. And you know, can't fault him. He's trying to win, but you know, that's what happens when you got sophomores playing varsity. Sometimes they do things like that. So I know he'll learn from it. He's going to be one of the best quarterbacks State's ever seen, but it just wasn't our night.
A little bit short tonight, but what did you think was the biggest difference between the first half getting down 20-0 and then the difference in your team in the second half?
Our defense. You know, our defense played a lot better. You know, the first quarter, Queen Creek really established some physical play, and we didn't match it. We matched it a little bit better in the second quarter. In the third quarter, I thought we really asserted it. You know, our defense really came to play and got physical and all that. So, you know, and then like first quarter, we fumble on a big pass play. And I can't do that in the playoff game. We made too many mistakes ourselves to win a game of this type of, you know, high stakes. So, yeah, we had some adversity, but we got nobody to blame but us.
What is the final message to this group of seniors and coming into next year? What are you looking for?
Yeah, you know, I told the seniors they've been with me for 3 years now, so they've basically been with us since they were, you know, sophomores on JV. And as you built something, you know, Highland now goes to the playoffs and wins playoff games. And when we lose playoff games, it's super exciting. So, like, and then I told all the underclassmen, and now it's your turn. Well, you guys got to take us one more step. It's now your turn, and you guys have all experienced playoffs now in that last few years. So it's just something we do, and we gotta advance over.
Much. That's Coach Farrell. Back up to you guys in the booth.
Thanks again, Gabe. He's been down there all night on the sidelines and hearing some great thoughts from Coach Farrell on the season as it was and how they're going to take what they've done this year into next season, ending the season with 2 heartbreaking losses last year to Chandler and now this season to Queen Creek. Jack, any closing thoughts?
Yeah, the closing thought is just, like I mentioned, I mean, this team, they've done a good job all year. Record's not going to reflect it. Scoreboard's not going to reflect it. But, you know, Gage Daly's going to come back stronger next year. Brock Farrell's going to have this team ready. And for the guys that do return, they'll be ready. I mean, this back-to-back years where Highland's lost in some of the most brutal fashions. Obviously, last year losing in the state championship game on a 2-point conversion.
State semifinals.
Or state semifinals. But
Still
nevertheless, they made it far. They made it far, and they lost in a tough fashion. Tonight, to lose early in the playoffs, a little bit earlier than they expected, interception at the goal line, that sucks as well. But, you know, they'll come back, and
they're letting the entire student section and fans and parents all onto the field now.
Yeah, exactly. And so, I mean, you know, in closing, I would say that the turnaround from this Hawks team, this is typically where they go out in the playoffs in years past. But what Brock Farrell has done is he's turned a program that only practiced in the summer a little bit, and then when it got time for football season, he's made football a year-round sport in Gilbert, Arizona. And that's a testament to the culture change and the guys that he has on his team. The committed guys, they're committed year-round, and they're going to take a couple weeks off, and they'll be ready.
We'll close it out from here. It's been a fantastic season of covering Highland Hawks football. We're glad you've joined us all season long. Unfortunately, we were not live today with some internet issues, but we thank you if you're tuning into this one and you've made it this far. We're thankful for your viewership and for your support of Highland Hawks football. For our producer, Tobias Rain, for our cameraman down on the sidelines, Jack Lauderay, for Gabe Swartz down there on the sidelines, for all of our other cameramen here tonight, and for my partner, Jack Johnson, I'm Alex Gall, signing off for the last time in the 2019 season. Queen Creek 27, Highland 24. We'll see you next time.